a lot of people got the wrong idea about me too. Like they think like I'm a cameraman that's trying to rap now, and they don't know like I gave up rapping. I don't want to do that. Like I seen a difference.
We don't really need to do like the basic stuff because if
that's
you
what
watch his old interview, it's kind of got like
yeah.
the basic storyline, and so I feel like, I mean, we'll just jump in the middle of it.
60 guys, 6 closer to
Yeah, can you get a little bit closer there?
But I know I'm gonna be less reserved right now because there's a lot of times I be on these platforms and I really don't be want to talk about this. But I know when you just sit back, they control the narrative with a lot of.
If you don't say that shit become the truth, so like.
So, okay, actually, I know where to start. I felt like when I interviewed you, you were in a position where it felt like the world was your oyster. Like you were motivated to move to LA. You were talking about having other people doing interviews for you, stuff like that. It felt like you were super motivated in that regard. And I still see you going hard with the content and everything, obviously. But at a certain point, it also, I believe you even told me that you kind of got frustrated with LA and you ended up moving back to Chicago and shit like that. So break down like that whole sequence of events from your perspective.
We in an interview right now?
Yeah.
I thought we was just talking. Yeah, with LA for sure, I ain't like it. Like when I moved out here, before I moved out here, I was in a point where like I got bored of Chicago. Because not saying I worked with everybody, but majority of people in the city, I had worked with. Anybody I wanted to, I worked with. Besides like people that moved, like Dirk, Chief Keef, her, like that.
Right.
So I lost what I had before. Like before, every day when I woke up, it was a new thing on my mind, like a new thing to do, a new piece of work to do, a new person to work with. And then it got to the point like it's repetitive. It's like, damn, I'm not enjoying this no more. Like the money is cool and it's constant, but the growth I was saying before is not the same. It's not like a new growth. It's just constant money. And I wanted to grow. So coming here, I knew coming here was like not gonna be a walk in the park. I knew like I'm going from being a shark in the water to a fish in a pond type. So it's like I knew it was gonna have to build up, but I ain't gonna lie, I got comfortable. Like I was seeing so much money, even when I'm not doing shit. I could probably count on one hand how many interviews I did in a year living out here. I ain't know people for one, and I was in a position where it's like I wasn't around people who I normally would be around. You know, it's like, don't get me wrong, everybody was around, they cool, I f with them, but like, it's more so we around each other because we all from Chicago and we here. But in Chicago, we wouldn't normally be kicking it. So when I started having issues and people started doing weird, dropping my locations, it had me in a weird position. I couldn't really trust who I was around.
There's some depression that comes with moving to LA because it's like this thing that everybody thinks about throughout their life is like, damn, if I really am gonna make it, I'm gonna move to LA. And then I notice it with a lot of people where they move out here and it's like, you're at home, you're around your friends and your family and people you went to high school with and you got real close, meaningful relationships with, and then people move out to LA and it takes time to like make friendships / this is kind of like one of the fakest places on earth in terms of like everybody who wants to make it in entertainment or YouTube or social media, whatever, they all come here. And a lot of people kind of have to go through this hump of like just getting used to being out here, being away from your friends and your family and all that you're used to, and also just the competitiveness and the pettiness. And I mean, I've seen it happen to a lot of people in a lot of different ways, including myself. When I first moved out here, I had like a weird 6 months before I like got into a groove of really like, you know, because it's like you're starting from scratch. You don't got even just that. It's tough to deal with.
I don't regret coming here though, because I could say I learned a lot. Like maybe what I wasn't doing work wise, I never stopped doing research or like educating myself. Like even the situation when the shit with me and Flakko coming here, I seen how like y'all handled that and how y'all put it out and how y'all capitalized off of it. And I never used to do those type of things. I never thought that way. So I would never think, take this big situation and talk about it and have other people talk about it and repost it and do this. So I would just do the interview, it go viral, go to the next. So like I learned like the content.
Because how many interviews had you even done before like the Cairo thing? Because it felt, obviously the Cairo thing was kind of like the thing that just shot you through the roof, or like if anyone didn't know about you, all of a sudden, boom, they knew about you. And it's hard to like recapture that kind of magic, you know? 'Cause there's only so many of those stories to be told.
When you say how many interviews I've done before, you mean like
you had been doing it for a long time. Because like I didn't even know. I think when I interviewed you that you did Vaughn's first interview, which I should have known. I probably saw it back in the day before I interviewed him. But like you know, it's like you had kind of just been like doing cool on YouTube, and then that was like your first like insane spike, right?
Yeah, like I ain't gonna lie, like I didn't have interviews that I was every video was averaging like 100,000 or more type. It was like it was cool, but I never had an interview that like had 9 million views total within a few days of it dropping, or like I dropped multiple clips and they all hit 100,000 that same day. It's just like that was different, but my start was, I don't know, like compared to probably like what you used to, it might not be the same, but like compared to what I'm used to, where I'm coming from, my start was strong because my first interview did well. My third one was Vaughn.
Damn, that's crazy.
So it's like the start was just there. Like I don't even know how to build a YouTube channel, if that makes sense, because I didn't have to really have that slow grind. So like if I do have a slow moment, it's kind of a little harder to deal with because I never had slow moments.
But I feel like when you started doing those interviews, it was kind of like a weirdly quiet period in terms of media in Chicago. Whereas now it feels like there's a lot of people trying to figure out how they're going to make a bag, either talking about the culture or talking to rappers or talking to gang members or whatever. Like, but when you kind of popped up, it was sort of like there hadn't been somebody who really like fully inhabited that Zach TV role for a while there.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I don't feel, I know, I normally be humble, but I do know I inspired a lot of people to do this. And a lot of people told me or tell me. And I think what made it like real saturated is like people seeing what it did for me. Because a lot of, I showed, you know, I showed the lifestyle, I showed the jewelry, I showed how I was living, and people seeing that like, oh, damn, there's money in this. Because if I would've knew that, I would've did this years ago. Like, when Zach was doing it, I would've did it, but I never thought like, oh, Zach making money or he running it up. I just seen content. I didn't care to do it.
Yeah. In 2017, I didn't know that you could get millions of views from interviewing like a rapper's friend. You know, it took a while for that to sort of sink in of like, and especially the realization that Chicago is so lit that you could interview like the rapper's friend's friend. And that's still the views. It took a while for me to realize that, you know?
I seen when y'all interviewed DJU, he said something like, I fronted my when I went to LA, and I could agree with that, like, because in my head, you know, everybody in Chicago, they want to make it out, they want to leave. And for most people, that might be the best thing to do. But for somebody like me, I get paid off of interviews, and interviews, you need attention. Chicago don't lack attention. We might lack resources or money or record labels and all this shit, but I don't need record labels and resources and money because I don't operate off of people paying me or getting booked. I just need the attention. So I left a place where it got all the attention and came here, which I thought it had the same amount of attention, which it probably do, but in Chicago, it don't. Like, a lot of shit that's out here that's big, it don't even reach us. Like, that's why it was also hard coming out here because I don't even know what to do. You know, it's like, I'm just going based off what people tell me.
But I feel like you probably like learned a lot from coming out here and sort of realized the nature of what you got going on and stuff. So even if it didn't really work out, it's like you're still young, and people who become successful, like, you know, I tried a million things that didn't work over the years. You know, that's just like, you can't take like one temporary setback and just be like, oh yeah, that's a sign that it's over.
Now, like lately, the last few times I came out here, I like the how things been in LA. Like everything since your party, or since before your party, but since I've been out for your party, like I've been having shit to do every day. So I know it could work. It's just at the time it wasn't. And the issue is with the people I'm with. Like, I'm with people who still, we all got the Chicago mentality. So a lot of things in Chicago, we not doing. We not going to clubs and showing our face and being accessible and being out and networking. You more so, you know, you move like a ghost. You let people see you when you want them to be seen. So moving like that, you're never going to run into people at network. So I'm around people who got that same mentality, and we put up all day. Or if we are doing something, it's still private. And this last time I came out here, I was with people who actually want to go outside. And me being outside, I ran into so many people.
That would be my advice to you in terms of like getting dope interviews and meeting people and like coming up with interesting stories. Yeah, go crazy. Would just be like, yeah, literally go to every party you can, every show you can. Just be around people, because those little connections you can make from smoking a blunt with somebody's manager real quick and like just, you know, having a 20-minute conversation with them, that could be the shit that gets you into the next big interview. You know, it's like, and for me, like I slacked on being outside for a long period of time there, and like lately I've been starting to get back out there, and it feels really good to like, you know, be able to just meet people randomly again.
And one day, I ran just for being outside. I ran into Geechee Gotti, Stephen Joe, Super High Fire. I don't know if y'all remember him.
Oh yeah.
Who else? It was like 4 or 5 people.
Right.
It was like all interviews set up. Gina, we got an interview, so it's like this all from being outside in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Gina views?
Yeah.
Oh, word. That's hard.
That's gonna be your next hit.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, yeah, all that shit. Because like realistically, you could DM those people, and it's gonna be really hard to get through to them. But if you just like meet them and chat with them in a fucking hallway, that could be the thing that like really turns you up. You know?
Yeah.
Man. So look, you just said that you moved out here. Nigga DJU said that you fronted your shit by moving to LA. You realize you feel like you coming to LA gave DJU the spotlight? Like you really how you feel about that?
It's the same like with when Zach died, it's a void. If it's a void, someone's gonna fill it. You know, like you can't just sit back and not do nothing and think nobody gonna take advantage of it. So it's like people was telling me from the beginning, like, hey, you gotta be smooth, dude. He doing it. But I didn't have an issue with it because I didn't want him to not succeed. You know, it's like I'm not a hater. I don't look at it like it's only enough room for one of us in this bitch because there's billions of people around the world. Just because they watching you don't mean they can't watch me. And I don't think he understand that.
He definitely doesn't, because he's been throwing a bunch of little shade at us and shit. And it's weird that he thinks that he has some sort of like special ownership over like Chicago rappers, which when you look at all the big players in like hip hop media, we don't really do that. Like I will interview someone and Vlad will literally like hit me up and be like, yo, let me get their number. And I give it to him and he does the interview. And I can do the same thing.
Is with everybody.
Same with me and Act, whatever. Like, you know, yeah, granted, I want to get my fucking interview done before you do, but I'm not going to like try to, you know, protect that shit. But he's salty at Remo specifically, we heard, because he just feels like
He said
because of us interviewing J Mane and shit, that like that's us kind of, I don't know, it's like weird. I don't know who exactly he claims to be like the people that he really has this ownership over, because J Mane blew up off Say Cheese.
I ain't gonna lie, if him saying that is like me doing that to him, because I could, in reality, I could say that because when he first started, not now, I feel like he gained his own style and he's doing his own thing now, and there's nothing like me. But in the beginning, he just was mimicking me. Everybody interviewed, he just went to go interview them. It wasn't original, it was nothing. Like, so it's like, at that point, I could have been like, you stealing my shit, you stealing my sauce. Like, he literally told me. That's why I don't understand why this fake beef internet shit going on, because it never was no beef with us. I met him when he wasn't nobody and treated him like he was somebody and told him what to do. Because he was asking me, he was like, yeah, I'm Vine DJ, so I'm only going to work with just all the BDs. I can't work with no GDs, this and that. And that's how he started. And I was telling him, like, I told him the pros and cons of both. I'm like, if you do that, you're going to create a lot of enemies and you're not going to have as much love or respect, but you'll be locked in with a beneficial crowd. So a lot of things that I won't get invited to, you will get invited to. A lot of relationships that I don't have, you will have. Because don't get me wrong, I get love from majority of everybody. But it's certain people who, because they see me next to people, they don't want to work with me or be around me, or they feel like they can't trust me, or they fuck with me, but they not going to fuck with me as heavy. It's like, it's a business thing. But that's all I wanted was business.
Yeah, it depends on like where you're gonna end up in your career, because yeah, it's dope to be like a Lil Durk loyalist, but that's gonna really limit you in terms of making the content. It might make Durk really fuck with
and
you.
What if Durk fall off? Then what?
Exactly. It might make, you know, because we don't know. History could change. There could be like a whole crop of lit GD rappers in the next fucking 6 months. You don't know. Just because it hasn't really been like that so much, it's like there's no reason why that couldn't happen. So for me as an interviewer, that's my whole thing. Like I used to try to be kind of like more selective and stuff. And like, you know, Vlad interviews snitches all the time. Fucking, I'll interview weird ass people. Like I'm not fucking trying to be like only fucking with the cool crowd. I feel like that's kind of a mistake as an interviewer.
Yeah. Like we was just talking about that before you came about the snitching shit. It's crazy because I had to realize what I was doing didn't make sense. Like people ask me, would you interview 6 9? I'm hell no, I wouldn't interview him. Then I think about it, I'm interviewing people like Butta and Feifei, which is nowhere near as beneficial as interviewing 6 9. So it's like we all done interview snitches that do it. Why not interview him? So now it's like if they was asking me, yeah, I do it, even if I don't agree with the things he do, it don't like him as a person, because my personal feelings shouldn't affect the business. I try not to do it, but it's kind of hard not to do it when you really dislike something.
Well, it's weird because if almost never heard a person who snitched do an interview and actually just admit fully that, like, yeah, I snitched. They always have a crazy ass story about it, always like a crazy excuse. A lot of times you feel like it's just bullshit, and you're kind of like, fuck, am I giving like a platform to somebody who's completely disconnected from the truth? But like in general, if you've been under enough pressure in your life that you had to snitch on your homies, I mean, that's an interesting fucking story, because nobody wants to do that. If you end up in the position where you end up having to do that or feel like you need to do that, I mean, I want to hear that fucking story, you know?
For sure. I don't know. It just depends on who, though. Like, since now, I just ain't like how you went about it. Like, I feel like you fucked up a lot of people's lives. People don't think about, like, what snitching really do. It don't just put dumb people in jail. You taking fathers away from their kids. You got mothers struggling. Like, people got to deal with this shit that was innocent.
Right.
Over something that y'all did and you got caught and you didn't just own up to it or shut up.
Right.
So that's why I kind of dislike the snitching, because it's like, it don't just only affect you. You fuck up so many other people's lives to save yours.
Yeah.
So it's like, it ain't even just, it's like a character thing. It's like, I can't trust you as a person in no way, because to save yourself, you will sacrifice everyone.
But that's the thing, is that when you interview somebody, you're just having a conversation with them on camera. It's not like you really fuck with them. It's not like they're really your friend. In some cases, they are your friend, and through doing interviews, I've definitely made a lot of friends. But it's like, at the end of the day, I would interview a serial killer. I would interview someone who, you know, fucking murdered 100 kids. Like, fucking is like, I don't give a shit. Like, the conversation doesn't have anything to do with you being a good person. You know, if you're really a journalist, you know, everyone who works at the New York Times would have loved to do a Osama bin Laden interview. You know,
I ain't gonna lie, like on some like long term type of shit. Like, that's the type of shit I actually wanted to do. Like, I wanted to use what I'm doing as like a stepping stone. Like, I want to do like some Vice News type shit. Where like I go interview people that people scared to interview, go places people scared to go, and just get some like real legendary shit. Like, go get the side of the story from the terrorists, because all we know is what we pushed and fed. Like, I even noticed, like, I ain't too educated on the war with like that's going on with Israel and them, but I do notice when I go on YouTube the ads I see, and it's one-sided. So it's like, how I know that this true? How I know our country ain't brainwashing us, or how I know our country ain't telling us that they bad the same way they country telling us, I mean, them we bad. So it's like, I would want to go over there and get their side of the story and do things like that. I just don't know, like.
Is this you and Adam's first sit down since the whole thing happened with you and Flakko?
I mean, I interviewed him, but we've been on here, for sure.
Yes, I feel like we should talk about that a little bit, because
this is all your fault.
yeah, right. I had Batman right there to save the day.
I ain't gonna lie though. Realistically though, he ain't really save him. Like, cause if we really wanted to do something, it just him wasn't gonna stop it. You know, like, my intentions wasn't to come here and do that, which is why I stayed there so calm, so patient for an hour. And another thing I noticed, like, I seen somebody say, like, oh, he just thought he was tough because he had Ruger with him. He put the battery in his back. They don't know Ruger.
Oh, Ruger was there that day?
Yeah.
Oh,
they don't know Ruger was the person who stopped me from doing anything, because I ain't gonna lie, I even text you, once you told me, like, better yet, Flakko's gonna be there, you could talk to him. I texted him, I was like, are you gonna press charges if I put my hands on him? Then I was like, LOL, just playing. But I was serious. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, I can't say that, because then I can't get next to him. So my intentions at first was to come here on bullshit. And I was talking to Ruger, and he was telling me, like, no, don't do that. Don't get on his platform and make a fool out of yourself. Like, he was telling me, like, you know what you up against. You up against a multi-millionaire who want to end your career. He gonna go on multiple platforms trying to drag your name through the mud. You see what he doing? No, I ain't gonna say his name, but basically, at this point in time, like, the shit that was going on, I'm up against a motherfucker that's trying to drag my name. So he yeah, you got a platform, but it's just you. You know, they extending they hand out to you to work with you. This is your chance to show people who you are, show people the real. So that's why I stay so patient the whole time. Like,
yeah, I will give you that. I mean, you had insane patience for the whole thing up until you didn't. You know, like, it was pretty fucking impressive up until the moment that you couldn't handle it anymore. But, you know, normally in any normal situation, if a guest put their hands on the host, I would be furious at the guests. Like, how could you possibly fucking do this? How could you disrespect my workplace and stuff? But then I saw it in context, and I was like, okay, it's hard for me to really be mad at 16 here. Yeah.
So you feel like Flakko deserved it?
I feel like he deserved more. Honestly.
I feel like he
Deserved more though.
He was
more.
asking for it about as much as you could possibly ask for it, without literally asking.
And
for
it was unprovoked. Like, it ain't like you had a reason. That's why I was so confused. That's why I thought he got paid, because in my head I just couldn't comprehend why you going so hard against me. What I do to you? Like, who are you? I ain't know you. I think I asked you, like, who is he, or some shit like that. And it's crazy because I was about to like show love to him at a point in time, and I seen that shit and it's like, oh no, fuck dude.
You feel like Kevo paid him though? Like, nah.
If he didn't pay him, I can't comprehend like why you would just do that. Like that's weird. Like, you just that weird.
He was going hard. He was calling you a cloud chaser over and over and over, which is kind of a weird insult because it's like, it doesn't really like mean anything that specific. It's like you could say that about anybody who makes content. You could just call him a cloud chaser or whatever. And he just like wouldn't let that go. And I love the kid, but I mean, I can understand why you would have been fucking infuriated at that moment. Yeah.
Let's take away the he paid him aspect. What would be a reason that makes sense to do all that if we don't know each other?
I agree. Like, people don't know the backstory behind a lot of that shit, but at the time when all this shit did pop off, I think Slick was working underneath Flakko. I think I'm the one who originally posted the dime story between you and Bam and Kevo and all that shit. Then it led up to where Flakko and Adam got involved. I think Adam, if I'm telling the story right, Adam came on the podcast, started talking to Flakko about it, and then it escalated.
No, I think Flakko was on the phone with somebody.
But on the No Jumper show next to Adam or something, you called in, right?
Adam was there when I called. Well, I ain't called. They had called me. That's when I had said what I said about the. Oh, y'all want to clear this up too, because I never said that he fucked the Groovin' Gorilla. I never even said. I wasn't saying anything about the Groovin' Gorilla at all. I wasn't saying he gay or not gay. I don't know what he is. All I was saying was that dude shot his shot at him, and this came from people around. Like,
You're saying Kevo did?
Yeah.
Shot his shot, like tried to holler at him?
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. I wasn't saying that Groovin' Gorilla was gay. I wasn't saying that he fucked him, none of that shit.
You're saying Kevo's gay?
Yeah. I ain't, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never
Did the Groovin' Gorilla try to press you or something after that?
No, it's just, he never did nothing wrong to me. So I don't want him to think like I'm, going in on him. It's like he caught
a stray.
Yeah, I didn't even mean for him to catch it because I wasn't saying he did nothing. I wasn't saying anything about his actions.
Nobody can even mention the Groovin' Gorilla around me without me laughing because it's such a funny name and it makes me think about his big ass doing those dances and shit. It just, every time it makes me fucking laugh. I don't know. It's just such a weird name too.
Yeah.
But why you say Flakko deserve more? Because I just ran into each other at the party.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Shit, I walked up to him. I looked at him. I was like, "What's up, my boy?" And smiled and kept it moving.
Oh, you a real savage.
That wasn't no savage shit. It's like, I was really confused. I'm like, when I'm looking at the guest list, I'm like, all right, he invited me, invited Flakko. I'm like, why would he do that?
Well, I figured you guys would be able to hold it together.
It's like, but I don't know if you understand like how much he played with me. It's like, out of respect for you, that's the only reason I don't. Because it's like, I'm knowing you spend money on this shit. I wouldn't want to just come in there and fuck up all that. Like, I'm seeing what's going on. I ain't an ignorant person,
I appreciate that.
But at the same time, it's like, it's hard to do things like that when somebody play with you so much publicly on the internet, playing with your name in front of hundreds of thousands to millions of people, and you finally you see them.
So did you guys come to any kind of understanding ever, or was there any kind of communication?
Nah, not positive.
I kind of felt like it cooled down at a certain point, but I probably should have thought about that more.
Yeah, I was confused about that. I'm like, because I know like content make money and go curse. I'm like, do he want this to happen?
No.
But then I'm like, this wouldn't pay for that. I'm like, I'm smart, so I'm looking. I'm like, I'm seeing the shit that's going on. Like, that content wouldn't pay for this, so this can't be no because I'm like, I just didn't get it,
Yeah.
Because it's like with Crip Mac and Blueface, we ain't had them.
Yeah, I didn't think I honestly just didn't even think about it. I was like going through the list and just, I invite 16. And I wasn't even thinking about the Flakko thing. And then when I did think about it, I was like, that's not that big a deal, right?
No, I appreciate the invite for sure. I had a good time.
Yeah. I'm glad that didn't turn into anything, but for sure I
feel like since you and Flakko seen each other and nothing transpired, I feel like maybe in the future it could probably be some type of closure on that, right? You think you and him could ever just like have a sit down, y'all two?
What's the purpose though? Like this I don't be understanding. Like maybe like if we was friends before and then we fell out of shit, it makes sense. But it's like if we was never friends, why force a friendship? Like I don't know you, I never knew you. So even if we do get past the point where it's like I lose the issue, I don't just be friends with people just because they exist. Like I gotta see something in you to want to be a friend with you.
I ain't really saying y'all gotta be friends, but I feel like the people will definitely want to see y'all interaction, like y'all talk it out on camera type shit. Like maybe y'all ain't gotta be friends and hang out after, but like a conversation about everything would probably be cool, right?
You think the people want to see that?
Some people, for sure. I mean, that shit got like 2 million views or something,
I got
right?
2 million views.
I think the people want to see me fuck him up.
Well,
I feel like you did what you supposed to do. I feel like Flakko was supposed to fuck you up.
Yeah, that's another thing.
that is the problem. It's kind of on him to do
It's
something.
on Flakko to do something.
Yeah,
you
like,
did what you did, so like what else should you do? I feel like it's kind of.
I did what I did, and I know I don't got to do nothing else, right?
Yeah.
But it's just a simple fact. A fucking goofy keep playing with me. It's like, bro, like, I just don't be comfortable with shit like that. That's all.
Normally, I don't really go for too many conspiracy theories, and Flakko has like told me to my face that he didn't accept money from Bandman Kevo and them. But I'm not gonna lie, I do find that theory kind of compelling because it's like there needs to be a reason why he went so hard on you. I just don't see him do that.
Nobody
typically.
admits taking money from them and saying like, but I didn't have like I ain't gonna say proof like you see a payment proof, but like I didn't have proof like all right, these people are saying the same exact thing about the same exact person at the same exact time.
But folks and Flakko or folks and Kevo were some of the only people that were really fucking with Flakko when he first came out here and shit, right? Like they sort
Folks
of like
was his manager or still is.
Exactly. They kind of like saddled up next to him and were fucking with him like real early on. So I could imagine him, even if it was a money thing, I could kind of imagine him feeling like he was doing that out of loyalty to them as well. Maybe.
But was he signed to them? I don't think he knew them before then.
He didn't.
Oh, really? That came after?
Literally, all right. So
well, that kind of fucks that theory up.
I posted up the Dom. I posted 16 and Dom's situation, and I think that same day. I think Kevo reached out to Flakko, and that's how Kevo and Flakko even got close, and then they built their friendship off of that.
Everybody y'all see me went viral with for being into it. What it all stemmed from him. Like if you notice before that shit, my name wasn't attached to all this goofy ass shit. It stemmed from him. Like a lot of people, most people I feel like they stay solid with a lot of shit, but a lot of people they pick a side with that shit. Like they pick the money or they pick whatever. Like me and DJU shouldn't have issues. We didn't have no issues. And I ain't gonna lie, like he was telling me that this is why I was so confused about like how they seem like they was locked in, because he was like sneak dissing them the whole time, saying like, yeah, they be chasing this shit. They really don't like you. They hate you. You get under their skin. They clout chasing this and that. But then he go in an interview and say that about me with them or with somebody. I don't know who it was, but it's like that was already weird to me. But I found out the reason why. It was I thought it was because of Kevo and them. But then I seen like they wasn't even really fucking with each other. But it was because I ain't do the interview. The interview I did here with Flakko, that made him mad because he had reached out to me. And
DJU.
I turned down everybody interview. Like I wasn't doing interviews with people because at the time I didn't want to talk about Kevo. It was like what was done was done. I feel like I was up, like fuck talking. I feel like they was chasing clout at that point. I didn't want to do it. But once Flakko did what he did, and I talked to Adam was like, come to no jumper. And like I kind of had like a motive to want to do it at this point because he just did what he did. It's a whole new situation.
But see, that helps us like understand DJU more. Is that like from day one, like anything that we did that he wanted to do, he can't help but get salty about that shit. Because the real reason why he's mad now is because we got Bezu before him. And then he gets Bezu right after, and Bezu's shit on his shit does not that great compared to the one that we did that did a shitload of views, And it's like, he might not say it, but to me it's pretty obvious that he's the type of guy who just can't handle, he wants a 16 interview, and then 16 comes and does it with no jumper. Oh, he mad at 16.
But
that's
the thing,
kinda
like
how
that,
he is.
I fuck with DJU, but I feel like that shit, like,
It's not the right attitude.
it's not the right attitude, and it's almost on some lame shit. Like even with me, he said Remo, he said I invited him to No Jumper to steal the formula from him to give it to Adam. Like for one, fuck no.
What did we learn from him when he was here?
All right, let's break it down. Like I think I knew DJU before I even met Adam. Like I met him in Georgia. Like he came to my crib. I was doing work for him and shit before I even met Adam in person. So like me and him had a relationship. So when he get on the internet and like instead of hitting me up and say shit like that, I'm like, damn, bro, because like I fuck with you heavy and shit. Like I do shit with him like I used to, you know what I'm saying? But he said that I invited him out here to No Jumper to give the formula of interviewing Chicago people to Adam. Like, nigga, I was running your whole Instagram covering Chicago shit before any of this shit. So like I've been tapped in with Chicago, but I wouldn't need a DJU to take the like, nigga, I was tapped in with Zach TV before you was doing this shit. So it wasn't even like a DJU thing. But to be real, he came out here because he said he wanted to see how No Jumper operate and to see the type of shit, like, you know what I'm saying? He checked out the warehouse. He was like interested with the iPad signing and shit. So I was like, come on, boy, don't put that on me. Like, and I fuck with you, but it's like, nigga,
He told me the same shit, bro.
you don't run. I feel like this. You don't own Chicago niggas just to be like, yo, they shouldn't be. He said I'm running off with the Chicago sauce.
And
it's natural. Like I fuck with this shit.
Why did he ask Butta like a few months ago what STL stood for? Like, there's been a bunch of times when I was listening to his interviews and he asked questions that I'm like, you're from Chicago and you're asking that question? Because I'm from fucking New Hampshire and I live in LA and I know the answer to that question. Like, it's not like, he's not like, it would be one thing if he had some incredible interview powers. Like, he was the best fucking interviewer. You're okay, but you're not fucking Nardwaring it up out here, bro. I'm just gonna be real. Like,
I think he might have just got this shit too fast and mentally don't know how to deal with it.
yeah. He feels territorial about something that's not really his.
Yeah. Like even me, like
How you feel though about like us doing Chicago interviews and shit?
I fuck with it. Cause like when I do my interviews, I really like did this shit not just for my own benefit. Like I wanted to help the city. I wanted to help people I worked with. So like them going on other platforms and getting that shit, like I'm with that shit. It's, in my eyes, it's like, all right, this another look. Like why would you be mad about that? That's how you know like his purpose of doing it is just for self. He just want that shit for him. So it's like if it's not me, I don't like it. I don't think that way.
Like Cam Capone has done a couple of interviews with Clem, who was from CTE with Jeezy and shit back in the day. I put up a post because I was like not wanting to ask Cam Capone for his info. I just put on Instagram like, what's this guy's at? Cam Capone hits me right away, sends me his number. Like, boom, yeah. He was hyped for me to interview somebody that he's already interviewed a bunch of times, even knowing that interview might stop people from watching his interview clips or whatever. But I mean, that's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is like, oh, they might get interested in him and then want to watch more of Cam Capone's interview clips with him. But like, the right mentality is to just support people and help them and help other people, like not to just be stingy and try to keep everything to yourself. Like anytime I interviewed somebody that you interviewed, I wasn't thinking like, oh yeah, like 16's gonna be mad or I'm getting at 16. It's
I
like,
tell
who gives a
people to
fuck?
interview.
Yeah,
And he do the same for me.
for sure.
Bro, like,
Yeah, tight shit.
like shout out Alfonso 6700. Like y'all gotta check him out for real. Like
I did listen to it
going
because
for-
somebody was telling us about here. I forget, but I did just check him out.
I think Rico might have brought him up.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Right, there you go, yeah.
hard body too.
Yeah, me and Hardbody, I've been chopping it up when he want to come up here for sure. But nah, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like with the whole, he trying to say that we ain't supposed to be like we running off the Chicago sauce. Like nigga, if anything, you ran off with Zach TV sauce then. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, come on, bro. Like,
Nah, you can't say that.
I mean, it's a different
I fuck with
perspective.
Zach, but he ran
Zach
out my
didn't have
sauce
a-
game. Zach was outside. He ain't never.
But that's what I'm saying. All right, for sure. But Zach TV, if we want to, he's the
He's
pioneer
doing
of
interviews, Chicago interviews, but that ain't.
So you saying
that
you the
wasn't-
first nigga to have a warehouse and have a
I ain't
location?
gonna say all that goofy ass shit. He said, I don't know who the first, and I don't care who the
I'm
first.
talking about in Chicago, not just in general. But
I
like,
know it's probably people that's doing this shit that I have no clue about
but then why you say DJ you ran off with your sauce? Like what he took from you specifically?
because he told me. Like
Yeah, but what was it specifically? Like I'm
the day I met him, I had no clue who he was. He asked me for a picture.
Yeah.
He was like, I look up to you. I like your content. He was like, I like how you have multiple camera angles and you have it moving this and that. I'm doing interviews. I'm going to start doing the same thing. I said, I fuck with it. I didn't know who he was. I gave him advice.
Yeah.
The first interview I seen of his was a bloodbath interview, a dude in jail. I DM'd him and said, I see your shit. It popped up on my timeline. That mean you doing something right. Go crazy. Like, he told me this. Then he get on this platform and say, yeah, I'm the first person that got this and the only person that got this. I'm new to the city. And it's like, bro, we done had this warehouse for 2 years at this point. Like, you just be lying. Even when y'all asked him, like, what's his issue with me, he couldn't tell you. He was like, 16 do little hoe shit. What does that mean? What did I do?
Yeah, did you do anything that you can like?
I ain't do the interview.
So that's the main.
Go watch the first interview he did with Bandman Kevo and Big Folks and the second one. The first one was when he asked me to do an interview and I told him I wasn't doing them or whatever, but it was still love because I didn't do another interview. And that interview, he bleeped out shit they said. There's little beeps in the video, all type of shit looking out. The second one, the whole energy changed. I never realized that at that point though, but that's what made me kind of not fuck with him, his energy in that video. And it was like, nah, I'm not working with you. Every time he reached out, I just tell him nah. And I guess he took that personal. But it's like it's like, I don't know why he's so sensitive with this shit. Like how he uses talking about Cam Capone. When I did the interview that day with Flakko and AD, Cam Capone was leaving out this bitch. And Cam Capone was trying to do an interview with me, and I was telling him I'm gonna get up with him, and never did. He seen me and never did no weird shit that got in his feelings. So we still communicate and like, you know, let each other know shit, whatever. I got a question, I hit him up, he answered.
And because the smart thing to do if you're someone who's doing interviews is not to just do every fucking interview at the same time. Like if I were you, I would space the shit out, you know? Like people burn themselves out by just doing every fucking podcast. And it's like if I was you, I would want to kind of make each time that I went on a different podcast, make it matter, you know, really have some important shit to talk about so it actually like makes a dent. You know, I learned that from Joe Budden. I watch him when he does go on other people's podcasts, he's turning the fuck up. He tries to really kind of steal the show and like really have something that he's going to bring to the table to make that appearance pop, you know?
Yeah.
You feel like, back to the Bandman Kevo shit. You feel like Bandman Kevo did something to your YouTube channel though, for real?
I don't know, honestly, but I do know like I know when we got into it, I just started seeing a lot of weird shit, a lot of bots and shit. So it's like, why wouldn't it be him? Then if you go watch his interviews, he literally says it. He says like, you think I'm gonna let him do this and that? And after he did that, you think I'm gonna do that with all these millions and the resources I got? Like he's saying the shit. Yeah. It's just I don't want to sit and fucking bitch and complain all fucking day. Like fucking Bandman Kevo did this, he did that. Like nah, I'm still decent, bro. Like YouTube been stopped being my biggest revenue source a minute ago, even before then. So it's like really not tripping over that shit.
Do you have any regrets about interviewing his baby mama? Like, do you look at that differently at all now? Or?
Nah.
Okay.
I don't think people really understand like all the shit they done did. Like for me I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like what would I regret?
Well, I don't know. It just always seemed like kind of a very invasive way of sort of continuing the beef by just taking it to the furthest extreme of talking to the baby mama. But I guess they were doing stuff more behind the scenes, and then you did something like that, like out on Front Street.
I think it wasn't like behind the scenes on Front Street. I think y'all got it confused with what that shit really was.
Right. I guess we just probably don't know about a lot of stuff.
I let the media paint whatever narrative they wanted with that shit because I was really protecting her in a way. Like because I got respect for her. Like I fuck with her. So it's like a lot of things they might say, I just let them say or whatever. But like I didn't have sex with her to get back at Kevo or be like, I fucked your bitch and none of that shit. It wasn't about that. Like
you were just horny.
at that point, when we did what we had did, me and Kevo beef was squashed. Like,
so y'all had beef before you did sleep with her though?
I don't remember. It's been like a year or 2 years ago, so my timeline might be off. But from what I remember, I feel like when we did what we did with me and a girl, me and him wasn't into it at that point in time. Because from what I remember, Top Shotter from 119, he from Lil Mouse Hood, I fuck with him, and he fuck with big folks. And I wasn't trying to talk to Kevo, but he was like, hold on, just talk to his manager, this and that. This is why I was so confused why big folks just got to trying to tee up and do all this clout chasing shit, because he was like the peacemaker in the beginning. He's the one that killed everything. He was like, he put us on the phone, Kevo apologized, said like, he explained why he did what he did. He just felt some type of way because he felt like I was hating on him or coming at him, not knowing like that interview, my intentions wasn't to bash Kevo. I honestly was turning that interview down for some time because I didn't know who the fuck they was until somebody vouched for them. And then I caught Kevo on a lie. So once I caught him in a lie, I'm like, all right, he lying about knowing them. Maybe it's some truth to this. So I gave him a chance. But like,
all right, that's a better question then. Do you regret interviewing the dudes who said that Kevo snitched on them and they found out that he never really snitched on them? So because Flakko whole argument with you was he was trying to say that was bad journalism on your behalf. He was saying that you should have did your just due and not just have anybody on that was clout chasing to get fame against Kevo. So like, do you regret doing that interview?
No, because if y'all gonna say that about me, then I could say that about y'all as a platform, letting them on here and say anything about me. They say I slept on Billy floor. They call me some of the worst shit you could call people. Like, it's like they said a lot of shit that wasn't true, a lot of shit that can be proven that ain't true. So it's like, I ain't really say much about that because I understand, like, just because somebody say that, I don't put it on the people they saying it to.
But the difference between that is Bandman Kevo is like already established. So like you kind of gave some niggas who ain't really had a name at all to come on there and bash somebody. So maybe that's where Kevo like,
why? But why?
Because they're only
ain't the purpose of doing interviews to get people like to spread this shit, like why they gotta be established? Like I actually prefer interviewing people that's not established and making that blow than interview an established person. Because I feel like they appreciate it more. It's more memorable. It's more legendary. It's like it's a bigger moment to me. But I would like interview Dirk and get a lot of views. It's like it's impressive that you got Dirk, but it's not,
But were they like rapping or did they come on there just with that main story as like?
Yeah, they was rapping.
All right.
He rapped in the interview.
I just feel like, and I'm not saying you did anything wrong at all, but definitely like you can kind of come on here and say whatever about anyone that you don't get along with, and I'm not gonna really feel like it's on me to like fact check it or whatever. But as soon as it's snitching, then it does feel like, that just carries a lot more weight than like obviously like
pedophile,
that type of shit, yeah, or even if you were to just say someone's like a killer or some shit, all of a sudden that's kind of like, boy, like are we putting a crazy ass accusation out there that might stick with them even if it gets proven to be not true or whatever? Because realistically, it's probably not going to get proven to be true or not. But I don't blame you for doing it, but it's definitely like the snitch thing in general is something where I've had a lot of people want to come on here and accuse people of being snitches.
It look like it though. And
unless there's like really good justification, it's like I'm always kind of cautious about that.
It look like it though. You gotta understand, like say if somebody's reaching out to you to do an interview and they want to say I was a snitch, and they told you they knew me, they called a case with me, we was together, and then when somebody asks me about them, I say I never met them, I don't know them. But then somebody like, look at this picture of us together. He wearing my shirt. We got Rack Boys together.
But like,
it's like, are you lying about something?
I have had that kind of thing happen, and I say, go talk to 1090 Jake, because basically, if it's going to be about a snitching allegation,
that ain't what it's
it ain't
about,
really
though.
real unless one of these guys on YouTube really takes a fine-tooth comb to the paperwork, which I'm just not going to do.
That ain't what it's about, though. That interview was not about let's expose Bandman Kevo and make him a snitch. That interview was their life story. That case was a big case in the city. A lot of car crackers and scammers got locked up together. Like, a lot of people got locked up. It's not just them. It's a lot of people to that story that are snitches and have snitched. And
see, this is why Bandman Kevo was very good at putting narratives together, though, because he had me thinking that these dudes were the most random nobodies ever, just only brought there to talk about him.
Shit, he
kind of
lies. He painted a picture that I'm just fucked up and sleep on the floor. Like, when somebody say something like that, how do you believe anything they say? Like, even he told y'all that he worked out and shit, and y'all seen what he did. Like, how do you believe
probably works
anything?
out too, right?
You can be working out, yes, but you being dishonest if you saying this is how I got this way.
Did you start the BBL rumor?
I don't know who started that.
You definitely started that rumor. You definitely started that.
I got to do some research.
That was kicking his ass for a while. He was having
Shout
to deal
out
with
my
that
boy.
for a while.
I fuck like, all right.
You said, hold on, what you said? Start the rumor.
I mean, you put it out there. You was the first person that it came from you, and then it just carried its own name after that. Like, everybody else started talking about it, but it definitely
It's such a viral idea that once people got it in their head, they didn't want to let
I
go
ain't
of
saying
it.
I did or didn't. But y'all see pictures and videos. They came from somewhere.
I don't think it is a BBL.
I mean, didn't Diamond send you the pictures?
I gotta do some research on that.
Look at
shit,
Saucy
man. I don't know.
Santana and then look at Bam and Kevo. These are very different asses.
See,
That's crazy.
See, this the thing. Like the BBL show, I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I didn't know what like
You just
exactly
labeled
a
it.
BBL is. This I even hate because they talked about his ass for like 30 minutes last time. I don't keep talking about his ass, but this basically is like the situation with that shit. I got the pictures from wherever I got the pictures from. I seen the shit. I was told what I was
Pictures
told.
of what though?
Pictures that was on the internet of the surgery and the videos and all that
Alright,
shit.
for sure.
So it's like, I don't know what the name of the procedure is. All I was saying was they did something to his ass. That's all I was saying. I wasn't saying like, oh, he wanted to get his shit thicker and this and that. What I was told was he originally just got lipo, upper body.
Yeah.
The bottom half didn't look right. It's like you got a, nice upper body and you got a fat person bottom half. So I was told he asked for a bodybuilder booty. And however you do that, I don't know if that's a BBL, I don't know if that's lipo on your ass. I don't know how they do that shit, but it was something done to your ass.
I don't think so. You saying that
You don't gotta think it's a fucking video and picture of this shit.
Nah,
Like,
so he said I want a bodybuilder booty.
yes.
Come on, man.
Think about it, bro. If you fat as hell, you're fat as hell everywhere.
Yeah.
How did this go away?
A lot of bodybuilding competitions, when I used to kind of pay attention to that, the ass is a huge focus. Like because they are so low body fat that they can see like the definition of the muscles in your ass. And I remember reading like comment sections of people being like, "Oh, look at his glutes, aka his ass," like fucking just judging. And I was like, this is such a weird sport that people are that concerned about like how your butt looks, and they all wear those little thongs and shit. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But he still say like he ain't never got a BBL, it was just
I don't
lipo.
I don't even care.
But you,
whatever he say,
you
happen.
take credit though. Like you kind of did form that narrative, so maybe because I was
I
always
ain't
thinking
taking
like,
credit for nothing. He came clean himself and said that he won.
but he never said it was a
had to-
BBL though. He just said it was lipo, right?
Whatever he say happened, that's what happened. He went to the room and said that he told the world he did that. That's what he did.
Type shit. Shout out to Kevo and Big Folks too though. It ain't because I know them niggas gonna be watching this shit.
I don't want no credit for nothing. Shit.
Yeah. I feel like all right. So how do you feel about let's break something down. Trench baby got arrested recently. I know you seen that on the news and shit. How you feel about Trench baby getting arrested in North Hollywood?
Because
I hate to see
that
shit.
fucked Remo up. Because Remo was
don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. The niggas gonna be putting two and two together. But
Remo was hanging out at somebody's house not too far when that happened.
tight shit.
Damn.
And so he was like, "God damn, bro." He's like, "I moved out here. Is shit really going on?"
I don't know. That's fucked up. That's all I could say. Like I don't really want to say too much because I don't know too much, and it's an open investigation. But like,
Yeah.
it's fucked up because on
Did
the
you
outside
know Trench
looking in,
baby?
Nah, I just know like on the outside looking in, it looked like he made it out. Shit, your brother made it out.
We had
Like,
gone
you know
back and
very
forth
well.
about doing an interview a few months ago, so I really missed out.
I ain't really know him though, so it ain't really much to say. It's just fucked up to see.
You know the 757 kid who got killed? I know when I interviewed Blazing Doll that she was hurt about that shit.
Yeah, that's Blazing Dog homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know who it. Like when I seen what happened, that was my first time seeing that name.
What about you and Polo G? Because I remember a long time ago, you and Polo G really didn't have like the best relationship.
Oh, because you put out a diss song about him, like
Nah.
on your channel, right? Not
Yeah,
not you,
I
but
shot
you shot the video.
Yeah, I got booked for a video. But I ain't gonna lie, that was like I say, that was early on in my career. That was early. That was so early to the point Polo was reaching out to me asking me, do I shoot videos and do interviews? Like, so it's like that early. So it's like I'm not really up on like how all this shit go. I'm just knowing you pay me for a service, I'm doing it. I'm not moving with emotions. I'm not even thinking about none of this shit. When I put up to the video, I didn't even know this what I was shooting. But I'm seeing all the other cameramen shoot this videos. I thought this was part of the game, shit.
Yeah, regular.
And me and Polo had an interview set up, but after that, he didn't show up. And I understand why. Like I say, I never got mad at him for not showing up. I honestly still fuck with him because, like I say, he never did nothing to try to hold me back. I just interviewed his sister. But we don't got like no friendship relationship. We just got like mutual friends.
Where's OTE Kump at? You say he got arrested recently? Because that's the video it was for, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, OT Kump. Shout out OT Kump.
You definitely broke him because that's the first time I even seen him was on your page. And I ain't gonna lie. That song he did, I forgot the name of it, the video you shot, but he was talking crazy in the video.
That was around the time everybody was doing that 51 Dead Ops. It was just like a...
that's what, he did remix.
Yeah.
All right, for
It was
sure.
like a wave. That's why I thought, shit, everybody doing this shit. But I understand the issue was, it's not that I did the video. It's the way the video is edited. Because once I edited it, I sent it to them.
But they had you edit in like
Disrespectful
shit.
Yeah, and I think people took that as like me. And it's like, you send a video back and they send you timestamps with videos and pictures, like put this here, this and that. And I don't know, maybe when I like rewind and look back, I probably could have denied it, but I didn't think that's how the camera game went. I thought people pay you and you do what they ask for. Like, I'd be mad if I pay somebody for a video and you tell me like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
I mean, in 99% of video editing or video production or entertainment, that would be the case. Drill rappers would be like the one situation where that might be different. But I remember even like, I remember a few situations over the years where a rapper had beef with a producer for making a beat that they got dissed on. Which if you think about that, like the producer is really not involved with what the fuck the rapper ends up doing with the beat once he makes it, you know?
That's how Chicago is for real though. Not like, they be mad at people who make beats. They be mad at people who make clothes. Like, if too many people wear this clothing brand, they not gonna wear that clothing brand. It's like, that shit, I don't understand that shit. That shit weird. That's
one thing with Desto Dub and the Awful Lot Cough Syrup is I've always observed how he has to stay super impartial. And it's like, that's a rare thing. To have a clothing line in LA that the Bloods and the Crips and the whoever fuck with, like...
everybody fuck with it type shit?
Yeah, because he don't really... Even though he fucks with certain people more than other people, he never makes it like he's in the middle of the shit, which I think is smart.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of places, they let you do that shit, but like Chicago, people let you do it for the most part, but a lot of people don't fuck with that shit. And I don't get it. Unless like it's a survival thing. I understand not want to be around people who are around people that want to harm you. Like, that's an uncomfortable feeling. But to not wear their clothes and go to that extent, that's weird.
Recently, probably like maybe like 3 weeks ago, I seen you post like a story. Because you had the warehouse in Chicago. What was it called?
HQ Chicago.
HQ Chicago, where everybody, I think even the Muscatoo girls shot like they famous videos, and everybody used to come through and shoot there. But you posted the other day, you was like, I no longer am associated with the studio, and you ain't really fucking with everybody.
Nah, I ain't gonna say I ain't fucking with everybody. I'm fucking with majority of them. It's just...
So what happened with, because now you don't, is that studio still there?
Nah, it's a new one though.
Well, I'm saying that location is still there, they still using it, but it's not underneath the same name.
It's a new location too.
That you own?
No, it's whatever that other shit is, I have nothing to do with that. So that's a whole new business. They just ran with the same name.
But you was a part of that business. It was you, Billy.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is that's not the same business.
Yeah.
What's going on now? They ran with that name because the notoriety it gained. Like,
but they changed locations.
We agreed to shut the business down. We closed it.
So they kind of did some snake shit by like just keep running with the name that you helped build.
They did a lot of shit. They ran off with all the equipment that was in there. When we first opened that shit up, our first month, I believe we probably made like, I be forgetting. It was like we had $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 months type shit, you know, with no equipment, just empty. So it was like this happening within the first month. This shit going crazy, but we wasn't putting the money in our pockets. We was putting it back into the business so we can get, have stuff.
Buy more props, shit like that.
The price of wood was high, and we needed a lot of wood for these sets. So a lot of this shit is going into this so we can build, So imagine like and in the beginning, a lot of us didn't have LCs and shit like that. Billy, which was my homie, and Exclusive, which was Billy homie, I didn't know him. It was Exclusive dream to do this. Like, this is what he wanted to do. This is one of his dreams. So this is something that he wanted to do. He thought of it, whatever. and they brought it to us. And with us not having the HQ Chicago LLC or whatever, they had an LLC called Butta Media. So this is how they're able to move into this building under this. So they got the business bank account under that. Mind you, we all owners, but they got the business bank account under a whole nother LLC. And from the beginning, I've been asking for access to it, and they be spending me. I'm asking for the check statements, they spending me. And other people in the group, they want to operate off of these our homies, just trust them thing. And I feel like when you're doing business, you shouldn't rely on this is your homie. Like, fuck that. Because if you're doing good business, it shouldn't be nothing to hide. So for the first 2 years, we investing money into the building, whatever the bullshit. We're not paying ourselves. Now when we close it, we agree to end it because, it's not going how we want it to go no more or whatever. These people, they said we're going to throw the equipment away because there's no talks about another location. They take all of that equipment. Mind you, this is what we working for 2 years, to put this in here. We're not putting this money in our pocket.
Yeah.
We're putting it in the building. They take all that shit and bring it to another location. Take the name, which not being cocky, because I know to be humble, but I'm going to be honest, like, my name is what pushed that. None of them have a face or a name. Billy kind of do, but he don't even show his face or talk, so he don't have that same effect. So it's like HQ Chicago, when people go there, they think of 16. So to take all the equipment, not tell us, form another business with 3 of y'all or some shit, and have the rest of us just out not knowing, that's snaked out. You just stole, and you ran with the name. Like, I don't care if you start a new business, because we agreed to end it. I didn't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
You can start a new business, but why take the name when it's attached to me? So I was just posting that just to tell people. I wasn't saying don't go, just don't go thinking you supporting me. Like, if you want to go and you want to use it, cool. But a lot of people do it to support me, and I ain't want that to be the case no more.
Yeah, I had a lot of famous shit happen in that studio though, like a lot of moments. Like, one of the biggest moments from Chicago is the Muscatoo girls performing. I mean, they did the song and recorded the video there, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
that was a crazy shoot.
Then you was there when they shot it, or
Yeah.
All right, for sure. Then months later, they ended up breaking up. It ain't the same. Mello, Amari, and all them beefing and shit. How do you feel about Amari and Mello recently getting into a fight?
Getting thrown through a glass window.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I hated to see that, because I like them together. I don't like that beef shit with them. They all talented. I ain't really like to see that shit.
Was she all right after she went through that window?
Amari?
Yeah, she got all cut up.
She got cut up and shit. She healing and shit. But I talked to her. She said she gonna come up here. So.
Oh, that'd be cool. That was a brutal video. I'm not used to seeing girls do shit like that to each other.
Yeah, Mello out here packing shit out though, right? What's up with Mello?
Leave Mello alone, man.
Yeah, Mello out here going crazy.
She's a
Right?
boogie man, huh?
Man, what?
Boogie woman.
But yeah, I just like their music. I like her music.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Mello, Cash, Amari, Money, all them.
They all go crazy.
Pretty Leah, Key-Glow. It's a couple girls that's like, they might not be as popular, but they hard. Like, I like the wave with the women right now.
Nah, for sure. Shout out to everybody in Chicago, all the females. They got a wave going on. I fuck with Cash.
Shout out my homie CCBKE too. She hard.
All right, sorry. Another moment you had in that studio is, I think this created the Butterbucks. Did he break in the studio, or he stole it while he was just in there?
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth with this shit, because I really don't be giving a fuck. So sometimes I just let the internet run with whatever narrative, because it be so goofy to me. Butta never stole nothing from me. The thing with Butta was, like, I don't know, something about him I like. I ain't gonna lie. Like, even though he do all the goofy shit, like, I fuck with him. We don't got like the best friendship or relationship, but we not enemies either. But like,
I think he's a piece of shit, but I love his interviews.
Yeah, so
like, I click on the clips all the time. He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, so it's like, when he got caught with the fake money, somebody, JPay, which is crazy, it kind of hurt me. I had to treat him how I did, because he was somebody that supported from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like, he told Butta that I suppose he had fake jewelry or fake money or some shit like that. And Butta just reacted and went on the interview and called me a bitch and got to going off. So now I respond. And this is my real response. But then eventually we talk behind the scenes, and I ask him, like, bro, like, what the fuck is going on, okay? And he like, yeah, JPay told me that you put this out and this and that, so, I wasn't fucking with that. And I'm like, hold on. I called J-Pay. I said that on live. No, you ain't tell me that. So I got to treat him. So now, me and Butta is no smoke. It's like, all right, shit, I ain't know. He tell me basically like, at this point, I'm just trolling the game. Like, I'm trying to get my foot in the door like y'all. I'm trying to get some money in this shit, bro. This just internet content shit. I'm like, so I tell him like, all right, let's play ball. I don't get no fuck. Yeah. Don't get mad, get money. So when he actually did get caught with fake money and fake jewelry, and when he said he took it from me, I let him run with it because I'm not out to hurt or harm Butta or kill his reputation. So if you say you stole it from me, protect your reputation from getting caught with fake money, it's funny to me. You stole fake money from me. Let you run with it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And Butta just be lying. Bro, that's all Butta be lying.
Butta a legend, though. I'll fuck with Butta. How you feel about Adam and Butta going back and forth? Because these niggas, they been going crazy.
He tried to get down. But this the thing, like, I watched it. He didn't lie about taking it. It's just y'all got it back. But who account was that from? Was it from his or J-Pay's? Because there was some J-Pay's.
And he kind of owed
Butta
J-Pay
came
some
up
money.
and J-Pay
Yeah.
fucked.
I still don't know what him posting the negative $3,000 balance is supposed to prove.
You should have posted the plus, dude. Not the negative.
Because I just double checked with Josh's shit and like made sure like he didn't actually get any money from us, right? And he confirmed that he did.
No, he
Damn,
didn't.
can I get some money from y'all?
But
Damn.
it's a weird. Well, he needed a flight.
I need a flight too. You know how much money I just spent? My flight home was like $550.
I'll give you a fucking $200 food voucher to Costco. But I don't know. That was a weird one too because it's like, all right, if you're doing business, like I would never brag about ripping somebody off. You know, like I would never like ever even think of that. Like that's the exact thing that you don't want people to think about you if you're in the entertainment industry. Like you could get a quick one up on somebody by, you know, I've heard about rappers robbing the cameraman and shit over the years. Well, guess what? You're never going to be able to fucking shoot a video again. Everybody's going to talk about it. It's going to go viral online. Same thing with me. Like I can't fucking tell somebody I'm going to pay him for an interview and then just not pay him. Like I can't, like it would fuck,
I ain't gonna lie though.
it's going to fuck my image up with everybody else that I'm trying to run this with.
For sure. But I get why he did it though.
Yeah.
Because like that's his homie. Wooski is homie.
Yeah, but I've like this is why it's so retarded on his end is because me and Butta had a whole phone conversation. He never mentioned Wooski once. He just swore up and down. And I kind of understand from watching the interviews, and he all fucked up. He's on e-pills and shit all the time. Like he probably don't remember what the fuck he was gonna call me about. And then he gets on the phone, and he's just apologizing for missing the first interview date. And like the Wooski thing, like yeah, okay, me and Wooski had this little back and forth and shit, but it ain't that serious. Like he's supposed to come and do the interview right now. He been talking about coming to do the interview.
Some shit you be taking fault with this shit though. Like I don't think you understand like how people might really feel. Like people be killing for less than this shit back home for real. Like so when you say he changed something different, like I'm pretty sure somebody else that said that probably got shot already behind that shit. So even when you saying like they gonna do an interview, like can you really even trust that? Can you trust that they gonna come here and really just do an interview?
We'll have extra
play with somebody
security
that they from their hood that they respect like that? Like it's a dangerous game. Like I don't know, maybe it might be different for you, but I don't think I could do that and just do interviews and be safe.
My whole thing, everybody makes it like I just started bullying Wooski out of the middle of nowhere. He showed up in my DMs saying all this crazy shit about my wife.
But before he said that, you said something about him on here.
But the thing I said was so minimal. I just told Cairo that he probably didn't want to have Wooski vibes because he was talking about Sean Cotton saying Cairo don't seem like he has Wooski vibes, aka Cairo don't seem like a killer.
Also, so you saying like killer vibes, not like something wrong vibes.
If I had to be honest, if you watch back the clip, I was kind of saying like, I don't think you want to have Wooski vibes these days.
Yeah, that's
so okay. I can understand how that's a little offensive, but then he turns it up because that's minor. Then he turns up on me big time in the DMs, and then granted, I did take it to another level by kind of poking fun at his condition or whatever. But I don't know.
In any other case, I'd be like, yeah, he played with your wife. You do what you do, but it's like what he said. You got a whole fucking show about who finna hit with you next. Like you.
And I understand. You're right. I have to be able to take some jokes and shit to an extent that normal people don't. You know, I understand that.
But be real, like when you do stuff like that or how that go off, do you like honestly 100% be comfortable for real, or is it a thing where it's like you do your thing and you just being real, like damn, I can't just not be fair with this shit.
Well, like a specific moment, like when Crip Matt grabbed her ass on the reality show. There's a part of me that was like, I'm mad. You grabbed my girl's ass. But then there's another part of me that's like, well, you made a whole reality show to like fuck your girl with another dude. This is content. He's never done this in real life before when he met her. He's just doing this now because it's on camera. So whatever.
If you
I'm just
mad,
gonna roll
I think
with
that's
it,
because Crip Mac don't got a chance for real. He probably just there for the entertainment. How
Yeah.
Crip Mac got a chance?
comment.
Keep on.
No comment.
I don't see it.
I can't say who won.
Oh, it's already a winner.
No, episode 1 and 2 are out. 3 comes out next
Was
Monday.
the winner already picked before the?
No, we were still going back and forth up until the last minute.
So what determines like who wins?
It ended up being like a lot personality and like star power more than anything else, I think. So tune in next Monday. Remo.
Type shit. You take credit for helping build Tay Savage up? Cause
Helping, yeah, but I would take credit because without him living his life how he did,
Yeah.
it wasn't. So he did. It's just the city been new, but maybe like the masses, the world that don't know about Chicago, I played a part in the beginning.
You gotta love him. Great guy.
you for sure definitely played a part in it. Cause
Great American.
you a moment with the Tay Savage shit. It was I think he did his first interview with you. Nah, he did his first interview with DJU. Then he came back and did an interview with you, right?
Yeah.
But your interview with him kind of turned up. And I remember one day you sent me a clip. You was like, "Hey, it's this dude named Tay Savage. You got to check his story out." You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And at first,
Remo sat me down and showed me like 5 fucking YouTube videos in a row to explain the Blazing Doll, Tay Savage, etc. storyline.
And that's what 16 was telling me, because I didn't know Tay Savage at first. He was tapped in.
I did that with everybody. I sent it to academics. A lot of people.
And nobody ran with it.
Yeah, but I be knowing like, all right, I'm trying to throw y'all the alley-oop, but if y'all want to catch it, fuck it.
So then when you sent me the story, I didn't post it for like a day because I was like, I don't think the fans really gonna know who Tay is and shit. And then I went and watched the clip. And that's when I was like, oh shit, this is some crazy shit. So I posted that shit, and then I think right after, Act, Say Cheese, and everybody like followed suit. And Tay went viral like after that. So like, then recently, you and Tay was on live, and y'all kind of got back and got a little back and forth and shit. Why he was mad at you in the first place?
Just the title of the interview. He ain't want his name next to shit like that. And he explained it to me. I understood. He basically was like niggas like them, like, it ain't no reward for this shit. All you got is your name. You know, like with this shit, you get all fucked up shit. You get jail, you get death, you get, you can't live your life regular, you get shot at. So it's like, the one thing I do got is my name, don't play with it. And I understood that. Even though my intentions wasn't to play with it, I understand it's like, you went through all this shit, and then you come home and you see that, that's gonna piss you off.
What was the title?
051 Kid. I don't know the exact title. It was like something with 051 Kiddo calling him a snitch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
That's a tricky one. Even putting the title of like someone saying that someone's a snitch when you don't know it, it's like so. Even if you write allegedly, it still just kind of feels like fuck. This feels like me calling him a snitch.
But this the thing, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not realizing the power of the platforms and shit. But like, I feel like people should have their own fucking brains and like think for themselves. Cause like, I'm not the news. I'm not CNN. I'm not like, this shit is for y'all to be entertained and watch people's stories and boost people's careers. This is not when you see this person say this, it's just, oh yeah, it gotta be the truth. Like, it's, how can you just verify everything? Like, I didn't sign up for that. I signed up to do interviews. People be putting so many other titles and jobs on me that I didn't sign up for.
Yeah.
Like, even a blogger, I started blogging because they called me a blogger. I wasn't blogging. I just did interviews. I had to go look up what a blogger was and start doing that shit because they was calling me this shit.
Did Blazing Doll feel any type of way about the Tay Savage interview? Like, what's you and her friendship or relationship like right now?
We good, but I ain't gonna lie. Like, I had talked to her, apologized to her behind the scenes and on camera. But I had
You had dropped the video of Tay
Mother's
Savage
Day.
on Mother's Day,
yeah,
which is kind of like
yeah, it wasn't intentional.
it wasn't
though.
intentional, but
You know how you like plan your rollout, like this day, that day, each video. One of them days was Mother's Day, but the fucked up part was the part about her mother was that video that dropped, and I didn't realize it until I got a phone call from her manager. And he was like, "Damn, gang, on Mother's Day," and I'm like, "Damn." That I ain't mean to do that. I could say that.
That shit is like, it feels kind of shitty talking about that whole storyline, because even though everybody involved has fucking videos about them online and shit, it's like just knowing that Blazing Doll kind of like has to sort of relive losing her mom probably
over and over
through this being a topic over the last few months or whatever. That just feels kind of dark, just having a young girl especially having to just sort of relive that. But at the same time, I mean, it's a fair fucking story to tell. You can't really tell the story of Tay Savage without talking about this shit.
Yeah, that was the thing. That's why I was like, I feel for her, like, because that's not easy to deal with. Especially, like, I don't know if he did or didn't, but that's who they accuse of doing it. And you see somebody that come home and be successful off of it. It's like, they got it. That's why, like, when people talk about her and say, like, she need to stay in a girl's place and this and that, like, I don't think they understand, like, how that feel for real. I'm not saying what she's doing is right, but it's like, your mama died, and you got to grow without your mama, and now you got to see this shit and be reminded every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like, how do you just be regular and be what a woman should be? Like, how don't you grow up with hate and pain?
Then you understand why girls from Chicago are, you know, fundamentally fucking different, wired different. A lot of the girls that grow up around that street shit, then...
That's why everybody different.
Yeah.
A lot of people just hurt. People think people just evil or fucked up people, and it's just like, this shit hurts. Can you imagine, like, you living in your neighborhood and somebody killed one of your closest friends or your brother, and you know who did it, and they only a few blocks away, and they rapping and
going on YouTube and shit, yeah.
It's like, it's hard to ignore that shit.
Yeah.
Another thing, early on, I probably like a year ago, you know how FYB J Mane was trolling. This is before everybody really knew who FYB J Mane was. Like before, I think like his major Say Cheese interviews and shit. He had made a video claiming that Dirt got made his YouTube. Remember, he made a video saying that Dirt got his YouTube channel taken away and shit, right?
Man, Dirk, why you take his channel? No,
so I had posted it, and it was like, I think the title was like Lil Durk copyrighted FYB J Mane's page and got his page taken away. But come to find out that FYB J Mane was trolling the whole time, and you hit me with a DM and you said, yo, fucking my boy want to holler at you because he wanted to tell you the truth of really what happened. And this at the time, I didn't know who Digi Prada was, but it was Stunky Man this whole time. Yeah. Early on, like a whole year ago, and now everything just all makes sense in hindsight. So like, how you and Stunky Man, well, Digi, how y'all was cool anyway? Like, where y'all friendship from?
I met him through PBG Chemo, like early on. I had got booked for a video with him, and we had put up the Digi crib, and I didn't know who he was. I just seen hella weed over there.
Yeah.
But he had got into it. We networked, we chopped it up, and I don't know, we just got cool. We was kicking or whatever, and we basically was on the same type of time. We both hungry. We both in work mode, so we taking trips together. We networking off each other. I'm showing him my resources. He's showing me his. He a producer, so he got connections with artists. So we might take a trip, and all the people I'm working with, I put him in tune with. All the people he work with, he put me in tune with. We got a good thing going. We was doing the same thing with Billy.
Yeah.
And that's how we kind of like gained our relationship. We was just working, and we was friends, cool at the same time.
How do you feel about how like J Mane took his career like to the next level with all the trolling, over animated interviews and shit? Like
dressing up like a nurse.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, J Mane grew on me. At first, I ain't like the shit at first, but like once he started making me laugh, it grew on me. Like when he was doing shit like putting a dreads in and act like King Von, I ain't really like that shit for real. And it wasn't like I didn't like him for it. I just really wasn't. It wasn't no shit I really cared to watch. But like now, he made it entertaining. Where like even if you don't like him, you damn not gonna watch it and laugh. Like how a lot of people don't like Charleston White, but they'll watch that shit because he just find a way to make you laugh about shit sometime, or he might say some real shit.
Yeah.
Like
it was a long road to the top for J Mane. Like he was doing all kinds of crazy shit, and it wasn't really 100% hitting.
Yeah, like J Mane, I ain't gonna lie.
He just kept at it, man.
I always been up on him, but and I always been willing to work with him. But like, he definitely switched where he was at. Like he was like, it was a point in time when like I travel, and I might come to Vegas and he might be out that way. Or I might come wherever, he might be out that way. And my reason for coming out there wasn't for him. But my intentions was to work with him, but it'd be like, I gotta handle what I can for. And then by the time we done, it's 2, 3 in the morning. I'm tired. I'll never be able to get up with him. So like, the way I fuck with how he grew, cause he went from basically somebody like that I wanted to work with, but it's like, it's not the priority. So I hit him up and he like, 2,500, then he like 5,000. It's like, all right, he elevating, you know. Bro, it went from I ain't had the time for you to I gotta pay to sit in front of you, and I ain't mad about that. Like it's growth, bro.
Well deserved. He definitely did his shit. Like he going crazy.
You think he's oversaturating himself right now?
Probably, but I don't know. I don't know like how long it could last. Maybe it can if you just never run out of this shit.
I mean, he did No Jumper and did like something like 2 million on the main interview, and then like a shitload more on the clips. But I mean, I still see him doing pretty good numbers on Say Cheese and shit. You just kind of wonder, like, is he just kind of over whooping? And are other people maybe, because I've seen some interviews of his that I was like, oh, that seems like it's going to do real good. And then when I go to look at the views a week later, I'm like, oh, maybe people are feeling like he's a little oversaturated.
I feel like as long as he keep reinventing himself, he probably will be good.
Yeah.
Like once one thing get dry, have something else already in the chamber to come with.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like there's been moments lately where he's gotten a little bit lazy with it, where he's kind of like just showed up to an interview like real high, like not really like pushing the envelope, which I feel like he kind of has to maintain the standard that he's had. Like he's got to fucking wild out and like say a bunch of new shit, bring some new shit to the table.
Y'all ain't like sign him? Y'all ain't sign him with No Jumper?
I mean, it's hard to sign somebody when they're really like kind of surging and, you know, they're getting 5,000 for interviews left and right. That kind of makes them feel like if they want to be exclusive to us, then we're going to have to really be coming out of pocket. So maybe as time goes by, because my honest opinion is that I feel like he needs to just, whether it's with us or whether it's on himself, I feel like he needs to just do a fucking podcast and like really work on being a serious conversationalist.
Yeah, he doing interviews now.
Yeah.
I just seen them. I fuck with them.
Yeah. I mean, he's smart. He's seeing what we're doing, and he's like, oh, fuck, I can do that. You know, I know
that's been my advice to him from like the beginning. I was telling him like I wanted him to hop in like to be a journalist and this shit. So he taking that shit and he running with it. He definitely doing this shit. Like he got the Whoop channel. I be seeing he got the logo on the bottom. So he doing this shit.
I feel like he could go far with that because like not only are you interviewing people, you making entertaining. So it makes it different. You're not like everybody else. It ain't like me, shit. That ain't what I do. So it's like that's a whole nother lane.
You feel like Chicago is getting oversaturated with people doing interviews?
I don't mind people doing interviews. I don't like anybody could do them, but like I don't like when like
because now y'all got
same person is getting interviewed over and over and over. It made me not want to do it, and it might be somebody I want to interview, but it's like if it's 7 interviews out with that person, with y'all, with Vlad, with DJU, with Cam Capone, with Truth Tellers, like.
And especially if you can't think of anything interesting
media
or different to bring to the table. It's like that for me, a lot of times I'll have to say no to somebody who's a big deal. I know you can do some views, but it's like if I don't have anything new to bring to the table, well, how the fuck am I going to fill up this hour, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. That's why I've been trying to do a little different shit, like interview people that people don't really know, but their story is a story that they need to hear type shit. Like,
well, that's the funny thing about Chicago now is that it's so competitive that anybody who's done anything has got a fucking interview out. You know, it's like you got to really scrape the surface to find people that are interesting or have stories that are worth telling that haven't already been done. You know,
I wish it was like how do I say, like more things. I wish it was easier to push the music because. If I could do that or figure out a way to do that, I would, because it take away like a lot of the BS and all that shit. But even the artists want that, but I don't think they understand. Like if I just sit there and talk about the music all day, that ain't what they coming to see.
That's tough.
If they want to hear about your music, they gonna go listen to it. When they come to the interview, I feel like they coming to see you or what's going on. So I was thinking about starting like a cipher in the city, like on some Make Chicago Rap Again. And just make it full of like it's not gonna be based off of like who you know, where you're from, clout or nothing, just strictly talent. Like if you're not outstanding to me, I'm not gonna be on there and have people rap.
that is a good idea because like all the drill type platforms, none of them really focus on the music. So, and there's a lot of like platforms that are doing shit now with like people performing and, you know, the on the block shit and everything. Like, if you were to able to make something that looked good and that was able to like really kind of emphasize the actual rapping, I feel like that would be, people would be excited about that.
Yeah, because I don't see nothing like that. Like something similar like to Double XL, like a cypher with good production, but not like Double XL. Because I feel like they be doing shit based off of clout. Because I done seen some performances I ain't understand. It's like I understand why they here because I know they doing their thing in the music industry and they popular and they probably make good music, but they not for a cypher.
It would be tough on you though, the politics of having a bunch of drill rappers and shit.
I don't think so because like a lot of the drill rappers wouldn't even be the ones that would be on there.
Oh, okay.
It's like some of them can because some of them actually have like a real talent outside of like a lot of them I feel like not rappers for real. Like they know how to make things sound good on the beat. Like Lil Uzi to me, I don't believe like he's a real rapper, a good rapper, but whatever the fuck he's doing is great. It makes sense. He's making it work. Like it sounds good on the beat. But if you told Lil Uzi like no beat, just rap right now, it's not gonna be like if you told a real rapper to do that. So like that's what I'm trying to get on there. Like people who can really rap. Like a lot of people in my interviews, if I ask them to rap, they just gonna want to play a song. So like, yeah, it's gonna be drill artists that do that, but it ain't gonna be a drill thing. It's gonna be can you rap?
Have you ever talked to Herb since the Cairo interview?
Yeah, I never talked to Herb ever. Like, I know his people like J Mane, he follow me and shit.
Yeah.
And I had DM'd him, but we ain't really talk like that for real. But I don't really know the status of that for real. He never ever even responded to the interview unless somebody like try to force it on him. He ain't never really responded to the shit.
What you thought about his Funny Marco interview?
I feel like they I don't know what's going on with that shit because the way they make it, it's like the way the media painting him right now, it's like they painted him like he just going around crashing out doing crazy shit. But from what it looked like to me, it looked like all that shit was supposed to happen like that. I thought they planned that shit.
What you mean, like with him and Marco?
Yeah. Because I seen a video of him backstage before the interview talking about like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to tap his pockets, this and that. So it's like, if you had this beforehand, how did he come to the interview late? Because in the interview, he came late. How was you late if you was here before the interview started? I feel like that shit was all like just to go viral. That's a show that he troll on anyway.
Because now sometimes you do an interview, people come in with shit that they want to say to you to try to go viral. And then sometimes people are like straight up playing a character in order to try to go viral, you know? Like I've had this happen multiple times and it's always kind of weird when people like show up with this whole little plan and this like skit that they're basically going to like impose upon you in the interview. But
I thought he wanted them to do that or something though, is what I'm saying.
I kind of felt like that too. Like I felt like it was welcome that he was just playing along with the shit, you know? But then it did seem like they kind of took it too far.
Yeah, like I think the power was too far when he threw the cup. And I think he realized that and that's why he like, oh my bag. And he gave him a hug and shit.
Right.
He was probably tipsy. He probably went a little overboard. But I thought that was planned. Even the shit with the girls versus him and he was there like talking shit. Like ain't that how those videos go? Ain't that what people do in those videos? They troll, they talk shit. Like, why is it such a big deal that he did? Why the media painting it like he just crashing out? Is it because he drinking?
I think people thinking he crashing out because he finna go to jail. So I think he got a lot of pressure and shit. So people are just assuming that he's going through a lot of stress and maybe the jail time's like weighing on him or something.
I mean, that could be the case.
I think Southside and him just, that's like who they really are. Like they were just having a great time. They thought that shit was funny as fuck. A lot of dudes like that, like rappers and shit, when you get them off camera, they have very extreme senses of humor. And they really like shit that it would occur to a lot of people as seeming like kind of cruel or fucked up. That's one thing I could say about a lot of rappers. And I kind of felt like they were just having a great time torturing this motherfucker.
I ain't gonna lie, just from the hood, it's fucked up in general. Like, it's people that go around fucking just attacking cats for no reason, beating up crackheads, point them out, knock them out. Like, it's the norm, it's like, what's not normal is normal until you get, and you see it's not normal.
There's a lot of pushing of the limits.
Yeah, like, I had to learn, because I grew up in the hood all my life, but my 8th grade year, I had got like a scholarship to a boarding school, and I went, but I ain't gonna lie, that's a long story. It's that school and fuck people heads up. Like it's groups of people on Facebook that be like talking to each other about what they went through there.
Really? It was that strict?
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, like it was some good things about it. Like if I was to stay there and graduate there, they would have paid for whatever school I wanted to go to. They got a great alumni. It's called Mooseheart. They had us in mansions. Every house in there was a mansion. We got 10, 15 bedrooms. It's girls and boys, not in a house, but on the campus. But long story short, I went out there and I seen a different life. Like, this is not a school anybody could get to or go into. So it's like, I'm one of the few people that's from Chicago that's here, that's black. The other black people, they from overseas. They used to do, not weird, it kind of weird shit. Like, they used to find, like, the tallest, strongest Africans they could find, put them on the basketball team from overseas. Like, there's people from the UK there, there's people from Africa there. So it's all different races. So being from Chicago, being black, my freshman year, I'm there and I'm like a senior there type shit. But when I went back to the hood, because I couldn't stay there, I ain't like it. But when I went back to the hood, I noticed how mean we was. Like, it was like a culture shock. It was like, I got like, I let my guard down, I got softer. Not softer, like, for real, but like, it was just a different vibe. And I got back and I'm like, damn, why the fuck everybody so mean? And
because shit's kind of cutthroat. Because it's like scarce resources, you know? Like, people don't really have that much money, or like, they don't really got that much going on, so they just sort of like take it out on each other, / like are just kind of jealous, and, you know, like, there's a lot of bad tendencies that come out when you are basically like fucking impoverished, like a lot of people in the hood, you know?
Yeah, it's like,
I'm not saying that was your exact scenario, but
you don't have shit and you talking about other people that don't got shit. Like, when I was in the hood going to school, motherfuckers cared about our shoes, what we had on. They want to be the freshest, but we in low income apartment complexes while our mamas ain't paying no rent. And everybody breaking the cribs and all, but they the freshest. I want to talk shit about the person that's not. And then I go somewhere else and they got it and they ain't nothing like that. Like, why the fuck I'm dressed better than you? It don't even make sense.
yeah.
You was I seen you say somewhere that you was actually there the night Zach TV died.
Yeah. It was at I think the club was like Refuge. I got invited by Swag De Niro, JoJo brother. Cause that was the first person on the drill scene. Like, Tay is the first person I interviewed, but Swag was the first person I linked up with and worked with, like doing like vlogs, shit like that. And he was bringing me around, showing me shit while I'm filming or whatever. And this was one of the events that he had me come to when I filmed. Zach TV happened to be there. And I ain't see what happened, nothing like that, but like, I might got like the last footage of him alive. I don't know. Like, cause I was recording in a club, recording everybody, and he was one of the people that was on the camera. So that was a crazy moment, because at that point I wasn't doing interviews. I wasn't even thinking about doing them. So like, when I be thinking about how all the shit played out and I'm doing it now, it'd be like, damn, it's crazy. Like, I was here the last.
Was that your first time the first day you seen him in person? Or was it?
Nah, I was at one of the Taste 600 interviews out west. It was like in a garage somewhere. But that was the first time.
Like, so you was pulling up with Tay to interviews and shit?
Yeah, I was friends with Tay way before I ever did an interview.
So where you even meet Tay at to be friends with him?
We did a song together, some shit like that, a long time ago. And I don't remember exactly what made us like keep fucking with each other, but I think we was just on the same type of shit around that time. You know, so it's like we was kicking with each other.
You're talking about Tay Capone at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to
So
make that clear for people.
So you say you did a song with Tay. So before you even was doing the camera shit, you was rapping.
Yeah. The reason I stopped rapping was because all the cases I was catching, the rap wasn't helping. Like, I'm watching people like Tay who get millions of views, and they got all the guns in the world in their videos and nothing happening. And with me, they bringing this shit up in court, and I'm not getting no real views for real. And I asked my lawyer why is that happening, and it was like, because I was fighting an armed robbery. I'm facing 21 to 45 years. And he told me basically, like, there's no evidence that you did this. They don't have nothing against you, so they going to put pressure on you in any way possible. You have no room to breathe. So I stopped that shit. Even when I was, like, first blowing up and I was getting millions of views and everybody watching me, I was fighting cases and on probation and shit. I'm not even supposed to leave the state. And I'm going to my probation people, and they telling me I need to get a job. They don't even know, like, I'm making good money right now, but I'm scared to tell them because I'm seeing. Well, I wasn't fighting a robbery no more, but I'm seeing how that was. So it's like I was scared to show or tell them anything until I got off. But I forgot what I was bringing that shit up about. What we talking about?
We was talking about you rapping and you got.
Oh yeah, that's why I stopped the shit though, because of all that shit. And then my plan was to start back, but by the time I was done with all the cases and shit, I was knee deep in this shit I'm doing. And one thing I knew was, all right, to do this rapping, I was spending money. To do this, I'm making money. All I had to do is buy my equipment, like the initial purchases and shit. Everything else was profit, because I was doing everything on my own. I didn't have to pay no team, no editors, nothing. So it's all profit. So I didn't like doing interviews, but I grew to love it because it was changing my life. It made me not have to think about how I'm going to pay bills and how I'm going to do things. Like, I didn't have to, I ain't really did nothing illegal since I picked up a camera for real and started making money. Like, because I never did illegal shit just because I was being greedy or I'm a fucked up person. It's just like, I try everything. Legal, illegal, I'm mixing it. So that's why I started rapping though, the cases and shit. And then at a certain point, it's like, I don't care for it no more. That wasn't like a goal or a dream. I never thought I was finna make it.
You did it on the radar, didn't it?
Yeah, even that's an 8-year-old song.
Oh.
People don't be knowing that shit. Like, I didn't have no intention of doing that. Supreme,
McGriff?
Yeah.
His son, Junior, right?
Yeah, his son.
Oh,
yeah. He told me slide there. He didn't tell me I was supposed to be rapping. And I was coming there just to slide, support network, whatever. And Gabe, he told Gabe, like, 16 rap. I told him, like, I don't rap, bro, don't listen to that. He's like, no, he do, check it out, this and that. He's like, yeah, come on here, you could do it. And I still told him no. But then once I seen somebody perform, and I seen like, all right, they could do multiple takes and shit and cut it up, I'm like, oh, well, I probably could do that. Because you got, imagine, if you ain't really rapped in years, whatever songs you got, you're not going to know that shit for real. So that's why I want to do it. He told me I could do multiple takes, and then they did one take and was like, no, that's fire, keep it. And I'm like, I ain't like that shit for real.
Do you feel like it's, like, is there a party that wants to take it more serious and just actually really rap again, or is it just fucking around?
Nah, like, anything I drop is old shit or a feature somebody paid for. But I know I could do it shit. I dropped a video and it did like 97,000 views quick of me rapping. It was old. So I know I could do it, but that ain't what I want to do. Like, I like what I'm doing now. It's way easier to me.
You should do like a DJ Khaled version of getting everybody together in Chicago and do like an album or something. Why nobody did that yet?
I think they had like mixtapes like who used to do that shit? I don't remember their names because I think they had like a Welcome to Chicago mixtape. Because I remember I took somebody's logo. I didn't know it was a logo. I had it on my merch, and they DM me like, "This is my brand," and it said something like "Welcome to Chicago." I think that was like a DJ or some shit like that.
Would you be open to doing something like that though?
Yeah, I ain't educated on the music business, so I really, I don't know how to go about that shit. What's the even purpose? Is it gonna make money? Like what? I don't know shit about that. But yeah, if it makes sense, I would definitely do it.
I seen a clip of Ant Glizzy. He was like going off on you.
Yeah, he chasing. I don't know him like at all. Like I seen him going off on people. He was going off on a lot of people from Chicago, this and that. And when I had joined the live, because they was sending me the live, they like, yeah, go on here. He talking about Chicago, this and that. I joined the live, and I wasn't trying to argue. I'm like, shit, I don't know you. I'm just trying to chop it up, whatever. He just went off. So he just chasing the shit. Like, it ain't
nothing serious.
Yeah.
What about you and Mimo? The first time I ever did any type of content, like, I don't even know if you remember this, but like my first stream or anything ever was on, like, I hopped on one of your streams probably like a year or two ago. And it was when you was addressing the Mimo 600 situation. It's a live. Like, if the fans probably go to your page and go look through your lives, you had a stream where, what was the scenario with you and Mimo in the first place?
That was kind of weird because he got on there. He came through my comments, and I think he joined the Discord or some type of live. And the energy was cool at first, and then just went left. And I was confused, like they just trolled me or something. Like, I ain't get it. But like lately, I've been fucking like with Mimo energy. I don't know what's been going on, what got into him. I've been watching his interviews. It seemed like he getting his head on his shoulders or something now. Like, I've been fucking with how he been moving.
I fuck with me, man. That Nobody's Property is my shit. I still to this day. I want that shit. No, I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When we had gotten to, I kind of slowed down his music, but I went back and heard some of the shit.
That nigga go crazy on the music. Like I fuck with him. Who would you put on? Since we talking about music, who's on the Chicago Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore.
Do a drill Rushmore, so you don't gotta put fucking Kanye and shit.
All right. Of course, you gonna do Sosa, Dirk, Herb. I be want to put Pappy there too. I ain't gonna lie. Like I feel like Pappy ain't make it to like the level that a lot of people did, but like I feel like he would've if he was around.
Oh yeah, Pappy was going crazy.
What's that?
Where's Duck in all this?
See, it's hard because I be wanting to put Duck and Vine like together with that shit. But how many I name? Rushmore like 5?
4 or 5, but yeah. So you got Pappy, you got Sosa, you got Dirk.
Pappy, Sosa.
You said Herb too, right?
Herb. You put Herb above Vaughn? Herb's had some longevity.
I think that'd be personal preference because like I fuck with her music heavy. So
Vaughn is like
personal.
Biggie, where he got killed after putting out one album. So he got like one album and then one posthumous album. So it's like Biggie's such a legend, but it's off of like a pretty small body of work versus somebody like Herbo who's got like 10 fucking albums and mixtapes, all this shit, you know?
yeah, I think people fuck with Vaughn for more reasons than music though. Like the music was great, but it's like it's even better when you feel something authentic. You feel it's real, and like you feel like you could believe what they saying. So I think
we gotta remove Pappy
favor.
and put Vaughn on there. We gotta remove Pappy and put Vaughn on there, right?
If you ask me about music, I'll pick Pappy
Over Vaughn?
But if you say the whole package, I have to probably say Vaughn. But I don't know because Pappy gave that same energy.
Nah, he did. He was going crazy.
We don't see these documentaries and all that crazy shit.
You feel like Trap Lord Ross was over whooping? I bet you talked about this a bunch in the past, but like, do you feel like he's done anything wrong or is it all fair game?
I like his content. I only will say it was wrong if he lied something. Like if he blatantly lied, then it'd be wrong. But like, I don't understand when people be like, he from the UK, he shouldn't be covering this. It's like, if he doing it better than you, why can't he do it? I don't know nobody doing 6-hour documentaries on this shit.
And if his shit wasn't good, it wouldn't do views and we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah.
You know?
I understand the people who lives we talking about though, because how you can affect people's lives. Because some things you put, it might just be speculation. And people watch this shit and believe it, and it might start some shit in the streets.
To be fair, like Trap Lord Ross is kind of always sticking caveats into his videos about like, I'm not saying that he did kill this person, but here's a really incriminating tweet, and here's a video of him saying that he was going to do something to this person, and here's a rap lyric where he said that he did do this 6 months after he did it. And
People be trolling though. People don't understand. Like in Chicago, you might know something happened. You might know who did it, or you might know just what happened before most people. So you go say that just to troll, throw people off, make them mad, do whatever.
Right.
And somebody on the internet from another country see it and they think, oh, he did it, because how else does he know? Not knowing, like, one of your homies might have did it, or one of your homies might have did it, or you might have just heard through the streets before, you know? So it's like, that don't mean they did it because they tweeted about this shit.
Agreed.
Give us some names of somebody that you feel like we should be paying attention to or who we should have on Jumper next for Chicago.
Y'all ever interview SG Batman? He entertaining. You up on him?
Yeah, I seen him. I think you did something with him.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think. I just named who I be listening to right now. I be listening to Glock Boy Bobo.
I ain't familiar. Where he from?
I think 59th or something. I might be wrong. I don't know.
I want to interview Buki now, all right?
Oh yeah, shout out Buki. I fuck with Buki.
You see that girl trolling G Herbo and saying that she was from, what was it, 47th?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You see that clip?
Yeah. I think she said like 70,
74th, you're right. Yeah.
Something.
You think Buki and DJU really gonna fight?
Talking to them, they said that shit was real. I don't know why DJU was like laughing and giggling and smiling about it, but I didn't talk to them too many times and they didn't say the same thing. Like, nah, that shit was real. Did they say it? I don't want to say it, but because I'm trying to remember they said it online about the gun shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, never mind. But yeah, I don't know, but that shit real.
Would you box DJU?
Nah, we pushing peace. I'm gonna go do it. I fuck with DJU.
Yeah, but boxing match, that's a sport.
I'm gonna go do an interview with him.
Okay.
I gotta see it to believe.
You don't believe me?
You don't think he would have you?
He want me.
I don't think. I don't know. So you gonna do it on his platform?
Yeah. I'm gonna show up to wherever he at, and we gonna do an interview.
Yeah. The whole reason he got mad at me in the first place, so he said I was doing too much. God told you I couldn't do it on no jumper. I was just trolling anyway.
Y'all should do an interview too.
But y'all,
he was,
with me and him,
he was cool when he was on here.
I haven't done any interviews yet. I'm holding out.
I mean, he said he regretted doing no jumper.
He be using people though. There's a lot of shit I don't even put out there because I don't want the narrative that I be hating. Like I done interviewed people who then went in on him. And the reason I didn't drop it is because me and him not seeing eye to eye, and they going in on you, and it's gonna look like it's coming from me. And they done all said the same shit, like he done used them. Like it's people who done paid for interviews in the beginning, paid for his food, this and that. And once he started getting traction, he left them and just said fuck him. And now they come hitting me up, telling me like, yeah, he used me, this and that, and just said fuck me. And it's all type of shit.
I fuck with DJU like, yeah, the shit he's saying about niggas trying to run off of his swag, that's all cat. Like, nigga, I ain't get that shit from you. But I will say he a good businessman. I done made some money with bro, for sure. So that ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all negative. So.
I mean, I've watched some of his content and probably got ideas for people that want to interview from his shit, but I could say that about literally everybody.
Say you regret doing a no jumper interview.
I don't think he feel that way.
Why?
I think this is how you get another interview. You talk shit. You start, because with me, you did this all this trolling shit and hit me behind the scenes and said, let's work. It's like you start a narrative, you create some shit, and now it's like behind the scenes.
Trenches News did an interview up here too, and he was telling everybody from Chicago he regret doing the interview.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what his reasoning was.
Yeah. And the interview did good as hell. Like, that's just like, I don't think he ever did like half a million views on the interview. So I don't know why he tripping on it, but maybe he didn't like the fact that I was grilling him about being cooperator one.
Well, he was
be confusing me.
And he was acting like we didn't know enough about Chicago. It's like, okay, we get it. You're from there. We're not from there. We're trying to like figure it out through watching YouTube videos. Like that's kind of the deal, right? We're not from your city, so we don't know every last fucking detail.
I'm confused why we ain't never did an interview, because like I ain't gonna lie, he's somebody, anytime somebody play with me, he'll support, like he'll get on their ass. And I used to fuck with that shit. But like, he ain't never worked with me. It'd be weird, like he'd be telling me like, yeah, when I do your interview, it's gonna be different. I'm gonna take the mask off, I'm gonna show my face, you know, his love, what else, this and that. Wow. He doing interviews. Everybody in the world, I hit him up. He don't never let me know in Chicago shit. I'll be like, why you show so much? Like I ain't mad about it though, cause you show love. I be confused why you show so much love, but then he don't never sit down.
Was Pappy a GD? Cause you ain't no GDs on your Mount Rushmore.
I did. I said Duck.
No, you didn't.
I did.
So Duck's on there.
I said Von.
Oh, you put Von and Duck on there together.
Yeah. It ain't.
You feel like the BDs or GDs, like they at one point they thought you was like choosing sides.
Maybe early. I doubt it though, but
doubt it now. But like early, was it any problems?
I ain't get that vibe from the streets. I got that vibe from the fans.
Yeah.
But they always said it. They be like, "Oh yeah, you the GD cameraman. Oh, you the BD cameraman." They don't be knowing. But I ain't gonna lie. Part of the fault was he my boy, but status update Kyle, who he was always record them. Like he only record the GDs, so he just assumed I'm the BD cameraman. It's like, bro, no. I fuck with everybody.
But Kyle is literally a GD cameraman, though. He really a GD cameraman. Shout out Kyle, status update exclusive.
That man freaking, I ain't gonna lie. He doesn't need to be on here on some.
I told him we gonna bring him up here. He on some damn near
he get wild.
Uncle Luke.
He do
the Chicago Uncle Luke, man.
What's he do?
Everything. That man will book a stripper, some of the most ratchetest hoes that look like they got bed bug bites.
You will fuck with his content.
And will eat they puss, eat they ass on camera.
Wow.
And just get wild, and they be bogus ratchet hoes. Sometimes they be bad
awesome.
bitches.
Remember the clip of Sexy Red and Duck?
Yeah.
That's his.
Oh, yeah.
He's the status update exclusive.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
Do you
husband and tweet.
Well, do you think that Blazendal is out of her mind for dating an alleged op?
THF Muda?
Not out of her mind, but I feel like they do that in the hood all the time. It might just not be big rappers where they like she like one of the faces from her neighborhood. She she famous type shit. So it's like that's probably why it's such a big thing. But people be fucking op bitches all the time.
I guess it's
just dangerous. Like,
they look at her like a fucking leader for their hood, right? 'Cause she's out here waving the flag and putting on for where she's from. So I can understand how like an older guy who's really put in work and really has blood, sweat, and tears in this gang shit sees that and he's like, oh, well, you're just out here acting like it's all good with these guys. I mean, I'm not surprised, even though
I don't think nobody got no leaders and no gang shit though. I think like I hate the way this shit be painted. Like I'm gonna give my neighborhood for example. I've been there since kindergarten. So these are legit the people that I grew with, legit my friends. Legit like when I go outside, when we go to the park, they're here. It's a big apartment complex. It's a lot of us. And maybe some people gang bang, maybe some people do or whatever, but gang banging not even took that serious in Chicago no more. It's more so like these are our friends. And you will be considered a gang and get brought down in some type of crazy ass RICO because you with the people you knew all your life. It's like they paint it as like it's gang shit. It's really just like a group of friends. Somebody try to fight your friend, you're gonna help you defend them. It just happens that the people that's trying to hurt your friends have guns. So like you need guns.
Yeah.
It ain't like no gang shit. It's more so like personal.
Speaking of guns, you went on live and you got mad at me because you thought I told somebody that you didn't want to come because we originally were supposed to do this interview like a month ago type shit or it was something like that. And it was a situation where, you know, FYB J Mane made it hot with the security. So now nobody could come in no jumper with guns or anything no more.
Now somebody else got in here with a gun.
If they did, we didn't know about it.
I
But
know.
you see what I'm saying? But like, why you was mad at me? You thought I went and said that you was.
Yeah, I just seen someone on the internet about me bringing a gun and no jumper. And I'm like, why would they say I brought a gun and no jumper? I ain't never said nothing about bringing no gun and no jumper.
I don't think we said that.
Somebody said
we kind of like talked around it.
I ain't like that though, cause it's like if I did bring a gun no jumper, and I ain't allowed to have a gun, that might have been not a good thing to say.
But I didn't. You didn't see me say it. You just assumed I said it though. Cause you ain't hear me say that though.
I assumed you said it because shit, I didn't talk to Adam about this, and if I talked to you, like I was only communicating with you.
All right, but we got a warehouse full of people.
I ain't seen nobody. All I know is I talked to you, and then they said I had a gun.
But I'm saying, where did you hear somebody say that at though?
I can't even remember. I just
Flakko said it, right? Flakko was on the news.
Oh yeah,
and said,
he made it try to look like I had a gun. Come up here looking for him.
Yeah. All right, so with that, it's more so like we got a huge team of people, and if you got problems with the security getting in, it's not just like a remote thing. Like everybody in the building is gonna kind of know, like, all right, 16 had problems with getting in with the security, so it wasn't like I just threw you on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I ain't say it on the internet. I think Flakko actually.
But even when I said something, I wasn't on no fuck remote.
Nah, for sure.
And I was going on a rant. I was saying everything I had to say because it was all type of shit they was trying to say.
You said something about AD or AD hit you too, didn't it?
Yeah, because I don't remember the exact words, so I don't want to say the wrong thing and then call some bullshit. But it was something with me and Wack 100 on Clubhouse, and they was trying to say he spit on me, and it's like, yeah, we watched the video. Y'all even he spit on you too or something, bro. He didn't fucking spit on me, gang. And then he's like, well, AD said this and AD said that, and I'm like, what? AD said that? His ass a liar.
He motioned like he was gonna spit, but I didn't see anything resembling spit leave his mouth.
He didn't fucking spit on me. If he spit on me, all that respect shit was gonna be out the window.
I mean, I would like to do a play-by-play, but I don't really remember anything significant. Yeah. It was funny how he instantaneously did the spit motion back, though.
Yeah, no, that was a legendary
Shout out to the cameraman on that.
Shout out Flakko.
They said he wanted to catch a fade, all that shit. Y'all believe he wanted to catch a fade? I ain't gonna lie though, he did say that.
He stood on business with some people here.
I believe, cause I'm the type of nigga, ain't nobody finna just spit on me. I believe Flakko is more professional, so he was really mad, but also like at the time this is a new job for him too, so maybe cause you know Flakko.
Okay, you remember when Lush?
I don't think he give a fuck about it being a new job, cause if he was going crazy on here before that. It's like he didn't think about getting fired just for all the crazy shit he doing.
Flakko stood up on the news and told Lush to meet him outside in the parking lot to fight.
But that's the difference between fighting somebody immediately in the office versus like...
No, but that was like the next day. Like he had time to think about it. And he was like, no, fuck this. I'm standing on my manhood. You know?
He ain't want to fight for real though. If he did, he would fight. I just seen him at the party, bro. I spit on him and I didn't just leave right away. I apologized to everybody in the room. I went to the couch, I grabbed my weed, walked back and forth, walked past him. You didn't want to fight. Like, you can't tell me you want to fight.
It's months later now, so I'm pretty sure he's not like just wanting to fight, but
I don't think
I mean, either regardless, he should have
motherfucker.
like, yeah, you can't spit on me. We would have had to fight right in there. I don't give a fuck about the job at that point. So like, I don't know. But personally, yeah, I feel like he should have definitely took you outside or something. Like, ain't no way. But I don't know. Flakko,
If you spit on me, ain't no going outside. Wherever you spit on me at is where it's going down.
For real type
You think
shit.
I'm going to wipe this shit out? Have the patience to be like, yeah, let's go outside. Like, that's a friendly fade. This ain't friendly.
But do you think AD would have let them fight in that moment? Because I feel like
he was like, catch the fades, like, you want to go outside, this and that, cut. But then he came to me and said some shit like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I think you should move around. You seem like a real nigga. They gonna put the police on you, this and that. And I left. And I ain't never say shit after that. And then I just seen that shit everywhere on the internet. I'm like, guess I'm gonna have to say something. I even asked him after that, so I'm like, you gonna press charges? I don't remember what his answer was.
Nah, that's classic though. Man, shout out my boy Flakko.
shout out my boy 16M. Shout out to my boy
16.
Flakko. Hopefully, maybe.
Shout out Ben Man Kevo. Shout out.
Hey, you tweaking. Hold on, what?
What?
Cause I already know they're gonna be on this bitch. It's gonna. It's never a time.
Hey,
where
T, grab that gang.
It's never a time where we could talk about this shit, and I know there's gonna be a response from the niggas.
Look, you shout out him on his podcast. Don't do that on my shit.
You
We
ain't
ain't shout
fucking with
shit
it?
out. Hell no.
Man, I feel like one day, hopefully in the future, y'all could come together and like, since we
I
pushing
seen you
peace,
comment on the pictures.
since we pushing peace, you and Kevo can't push peace.
It ain't no beef with us.
Yeah.
I just don't fuck with him.
He did leave a comment on my Instagram post saying that he should have came to the party.
See, he pushing peace. Pushing peace.
Yeah.
Did we invite him? I would have invited them, and I would have not thought about the fact that I also invited 16. These are the perils of what I'm doing. There's like, people are going to be like,
And that's just the Chicago side of it.
I know, and people are going to be like, oh, Adam's fucked up for inviting 16 and Flakko. It's like, bro, I got a lot going on. I honestly didn't think of it. It's been so long that I fucking kind of figured this shit was cool at some point, and at least it was cool. Thank God.
It's a lot of people on the list, so I do gotta probably keep in mind, like, I'm just thinking about me. It ain't just me. It's all type of other shit. So how can you keep track of?
Well, I
everything?
appreciate everyone for not doing anything, because God, my girl would have never fucking forgiven me if there was like a fight that shut the whole thing down. Because there was a fight. It didn't shut the whole thing down, thank God. But I heard a bunch of people cleared out early as a result.
Yeah, as I was leaving, I seen security running out the door.
It's kind of funny because
I
like
ain't see shit, though.
nobody in the porn community would ever fight, but some of the no jumper guys, not so sure. All right, appreciate you, 16. What you want them to keep an eye out for?
That cipher.
I do like this idea.
I think I'm gonna name it Make Chicago Rap again, but I ain't really sure. But I feel like that's what the name gonna be. But I'm gonna do the cipher, the podcast too. I'm definitely working on the podcast. I'm just trying to find like what host I want on that. The route I want to take, because I don't want it to be just the same thing I'm doing.
You, Flakko, and Kevo.
Come on,
You know who I've been telling you to do a podcast with for years? You know what I'm gonna say.
True Teller.
Nah, hell no, I ain't never told you that.
Somebody
I
told
fuck
me
with
that.
you.
He said, I ain't never told you.
I fuck with you, Teller though. But you know, I always told you like every time we talk, I always say I think you and this nigga should do some shit. You don't remember?
Tay?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I ain't worked with Tay in 2 years. I don't know what's going on with Tay.
Man, Tay was supposed
I
to come
see
up
him,
here
we be
and the
love,
nigga missed his
we be
flight.
Cool, but I ain't worked with Tay in 2 years. He make it seem like it's my fault we ain't working. I be reaching out. He like, whenever you ready. All right, I'm ready. Come on.
We should get True
You know what
Teller
I'm
on
saying?
here.
We should get True Teller and X-Man Rico on here.
Yeah, X-Man Rico, I don't dislike him, but I feel like he don't be accurate with a lot of shit. Cause I remember he said he worked at a job with me. I never remembered him, but what he said, I know he had to work there because I was like in a forest preserve or some shit. I don't remember what it was, but all I remember was it wasn't for me. I ain't relate to them. There's that bitch talking about different types of butterflies, talking about monarchs and this and that. Bro, I don't care about this shit. I'm on the back of the pickup truck sleep. And he went on that shit and said I was off drugs, probably pills, and I don't even fucking do drugs. I smoke weed. That's it. Like,
I ain't never people saying
yeah.
But he's looking at butterflies while you're sleeping in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
So he's thinking like, man, this guy don't care about nature. He's a fucking
I got
bitch.
fired within like a few days because I came late the first few days.
Really?
And then it's so crazy because there's one time they called me to the office downtown and I'm rushing and I get a ticket and now I'm late. I rushed and got a ticket to pull up and get fired. I was mad as hell. Y'all could have called me.
Oh, that's a brutal series of events.
Yeah.
Fuck. Wait, how far is the forest from wherever you were living at? This was in Chicago, or this is when you lived somewhere else?
Yeah, it's multiple like forest preserves all through
Really?
some of the suburbs.
I didn't know that.
We're
That's
just
interesting.
going to different sites and like cutting down trees, burning grass, not grass, but like invasive species, plant shit like that. All type of shit, pesticides, insecticides.
That's sick. That's a cool double life.
Yeah, I ain't like that shit. I did all type of shit. That school I was talking about, I was working on the farm and shit. Like, that school was self-sufficient. It was like hundreds of acres. It was a child city in school, so they had babies there, like from birth. Like, it's people, you either get a scholarship there or they take you in because you're from a damaged background, shit like that. And it was so boring and so strict. They watched us, like they timed us. They knew how long it took to walk from here to here. Had to ask to go to my bedroom, ask to go to the bathroom, ask to go in the refrigerator. They control my money. They had us working on a farm, a real job, but they paid us way under minimum wage, like $2 an hour. Your maximum is $4 an hour. You start at like $2 type shit. You go up a quarter.
This is school or jail, nigga.
I ain't gonna lie, with me going to jail, afterwards, it was like jail. It was just a beautiful jail.
That's what that shit sound like.
And the reason they said they was able to do that is because they got custody in us in a way, and it's an allowance. But we cutting down trees. We taking big-ass blocks and putting them on dump trucks. We riding back. I'm fucking herding sheep and shit. It was so boring to the point I just let out all the animals and let them run around. Now we got freedom.
Last question I got, because I got to leave and go somewhere. You said that you was in jail, right? You was in Cook County?
Yeah.
So we going to see any leaked Cook County videos of you coming out?
Hell nah.
You ain't getting no fights and none in there?
Nah.
Type shit.
Like, I got into situations where, like, we got into it. We might fall in the bathroom, but, like, something crazy, nah. It was really the person I was locked up with. He was doing a lot of goofy shit. He caused a lot of shit. Like, the person that I caught the case with.
Your Cody?
Yeah, he was chasing. He was lying to people, telling them we was in there for AR-15, selling guns, all type of shit. And people coming up to me. It was just goofy shit. Like, he was a folk on the hustler, came in at GD. Came in at folk on the hustler, got on count as a GDs, all type of weird shit. And he used to be doing weird shit, like taking shit from under my bunk, hiding, and now getting into it with people around me. And then I found out it's him. So, yeah, he the one that caused a lot of commotion.
Type shit.
More lore. All right, 16ShotEm. Appreciate you. Excellent interview. What was that, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Cool.
And bro, what time is it?
It's always nice when you can hit 2. All right, shout out to my man Remo. I got that shirt, but it's white.
Yeah, shout out my boy Ronnie Tsunami.
Oh, yeah. I didn't actually know. People kept asking me where it was from. I was like, I'm not
I
really
got you
sure.
another one.
Okay.
I fuck with that. What's the killer? What's that shirt? Shirt y'all got? Something with the rats and the no jumper.
Oh, the No Rats one?
No rats. Yeah.
I fuck with that. Shit.
NoJumper.com. Cop a shirt.
I'm interviewing snitching with that.
Oh, let's go. That's
Hard.
actually
What
funny.
snitch?
I don't know yet.
Decide.
Let me know in the
I
comments.
go to Melrose, go cop the shirt. 7665 Melrose.
FBG Butta, I'm gonna send you one. Appreciate you, Remo. Thank you, 16. No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Like, comment, and subscribe. NoJumper.com if you wanna support. We out.